What's up, everybody? It is your girl, Jab Queen Boxing, and we are back. We are ready. We are live. Now, I'm not sure if y'all can hear me because these damn headphones is acting up. But anyway, first of all, to those I didn't speak to or y'all didn't read the community page, happy belated Father's Day, right? To all the men who are fathers, and even those who aren't fathers, but they play a significant role to a child in their family. So I see you, I salute you, we applaud you. Um, Now, we do have a lot of things to go over today, honey. I mean, it is just real Martin Luther King Boulevard ish up in boxing, and we're going to get to all of it. So, obviously, we are going to address Hami Mangia and his dirty urine. We're going to get to the Canelo announcement. We're going to do a fight review, all of that. So, y'all come on in, smash the like button on your way in. All things I see you. Hey, baby. Crucial content. What's up? We're going to get into this. So, obviously, we're going to do a little bit of news. The first order of business, Mr. Dirty David over here, which obviously I'm talking about Hami Mangia. Let me put him up on the screen where he belongs, honey. This thing right here. So, Hami Mangia, now I did post it on the community page that his B sample, has in fact come back. It was published, I believe, June 17th, and it is consistent with his A sample findings. Positive for estrogen testosterone. Now, Mangia's team will be submitting a list of all the supplements and products that he used during the time that he trained for his fight with Bruno Serraz. And I guess after that review of his sample and his supplements, they will make a determination on whether or not, I guess he will be suspended. But obviously, throughout this whole ordeal, he has maintained his innocence, right? So I will definitely be keeping a close eye on this to see what is going on with him and his whole little dirty team, child, because again, he's not the only one out of that camp to test positive for some sort of banned supplements. He says that he's done over 100 fights. This is not him. This is not what he does, which makes it almost even worse if you ask me, if I'm being honest. So we'll see what happens with all of that. Now, I did make some other, let's see. Okay. So then we have to discuss.
In the mid of September, we will have one of the.
Hold on a second. Basically, what I'm going to play for y'all is something that Canelo said. So we have the 500th announcement for the Canelo versus Crawford event. It appears they have finally taken the location out the witness protection program, child, and it is set to take place at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on the 13th now. Not the 12th as originally announced, but the 13th. It will stream on Netflix. Now, this is what I found interesting. This is for Canelo's undisputed super middleweight championship, right? This fight is being promoted by TKO, obviously Dana, Turkey, Riyadh Season, and Selma. TKO is clearly Dana White. Now, just a few comments, right, about this fight. Based on something I heard Canelo say, obviously, and I'm going to play that. It was a shot at who, I'm not exactly sure, but he did say YouTube fighters, right? So listen to this.
In the end, in the mid of September, we will have one of the greatest fights. YouTuber fighters.
Huh?
Not YouTuber fighters. Yeah, of course.
They need to talk and talk chat about the fight because they want to say something. The people know we are great fighters. We want to put a great fucking fight.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk.
I am sure. In the end, in the mid of September, we will have one of the greatest fights. YouTuber fighters.
Huh?
Not YouTuber fighters. Yeah.
Now, if somebody could tell me what the hell that even means. So, okay, let me say this, right? I like me a little fight build up, right? I like me a little drama with my fight, right? A good backstory, like some type of history there, right? I see y'all dragging. I see you, Nigerian Nightmare, Canelo me, HLD, my boy. What's up, y'all? Make sure y'all smash that like button. Okay, so remember Canelo versus Plant, right? Like where Plant attempted to put hands on Canelo at the press conference, or like when Plant went against Charlo, like he slapped them or something. There's a history, a backstory. So that if they fight, they have that to build off of, right? But if there was none of that, that's kind of blah. Well, I actually saw that HOD, and I'm gonna open up the panel. You can come tell me where you got that information, because I actually got the Allegiant Stadium from Boxing News today. So if that's wrong, then I will definitely make that correction. But I saw that on Boxing News. So if it's wrong, then it's wrong. But yeah, so I like me a little backstory, right? Now there are 3 press conferences scheduled. There's one tomorrow, June 20th in Saudi Arabia. The second one, I think, is Sunday, June 22nd in New York. And then the final one is the following week, June 27th in Vegas. And so far, the promotion has been trash, absolute trash, right? So no, I'm not even sure what to expect from these pressers. Bud is kind of like blah. Canelo was cool until, like, you say something off the wall to him. Then, he'll kind of turn up. But if they don't want any trash talking, I mean, so what are they going to use to sell this fight? Right? Like, what are they going to use to entice us to watch this fight? Like, oh, this is going to be a really good fight. Like, I'm not really buying into that whole, best fighters of all time and all this other crap. I'm not really buying into that. Okay, so I'm anxious. I'm going to watch the press conference tomorrow, and I'm going to see what they do to sell this fight, because that will also tell how many people are going to tune in, right? That's going to tell us how many people are going to show up to that stadium, wherever it's at. I mean, because if it ain't Allegiant Stadium, then it's back into the witness protection program. So then we will see. So I'm very curious how they're going to indeed sell this fight, outside of saying it's 2 of the best boxers in America or in the country, or whatever the hell it is that Turkey Al-Sheikh is saying. Because I don't subscribe to that, and you got to give me something that's going to make me want to watch this fight, right? So that's just a bit of news. And HLD, I'm opening up the panel. You can come and let me know what you've heard, because that was the latest that I've heard. And again, this is like my 5th or 6th announcement with this fight, so I ain't tripping. If I'm wrong, then hey, it happens. Don't blame me, blame Turkey. Okay. We are going to get into our fight recap, right? Whew. I don't know how many of y'all got up this morning to watch that fight, but I did, because I'm usually up early anyway. And I just wanted to see what he had going on, right?
You cannot disclose everything.
I'm not going to say I'm not impressed, because he did have a really good performance, and I don't want to shit on nobody's performances. And, he did do what he was supposed to do in that particular fight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to say, oh, he sucked, or whatever the case may be, because he did get him out of there in 5 rounds. And when somebody shows you that they don't belong in the ring with you, that's what you're supposed to do. Get them out of there early, right? I didn't have a problem with that. My problem came with this.
You cannot disclose everything right now, probably, but please tell us about your future.
About the future, I mean, I wish I had a certain fight coming up, but they hurt.
You cannot disclose everything right now, probably, but please tell us about your future.
About the future, I mean, I wish I had a...
Now, I don't know what the hell happened to this clip, but at the end of it, he makes a reference to boots, right? I'm not sure what that was about, but Brian Norman versus Jin Sasaki. Brian Norman, he showed resilience. He threw good punches. He had pretty good defense. He seemed calm. Jin Sasaki honestly just seemed overmatched. He knocked him down twice in the second round. Jin didn't seem to have much head movement, defense. He was lacking all kind of shit. He did have a few good hooks there, but ultimately they obviously wasn't doing much damage to him. You know what I'm saying? So, it was almost kind of like, he was there basically to make Brian Norman look good. If I'm being honest, he was put in that ring to make him look good, and that's what he did. So that's my take on the fight. I mean, when I open it up, y'all can let me know what y'all thought of it. But I thought he did all right. I mean, he KO'd him in the fifth round. So whatever. 2 knockdowns, first round. I'm sorry, yes, the first round he gave him 2 knockdowns. But overall, I mean, he did what he was supposed to do for somebody that's not even supposed to be in the ring with you. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people were saying Jen Sasaki came from 135, I think. And was it 135 or 140? I think it was 135 before that before. But anyway, he made his way up there. Brian Norman said that, the storm is coming and people grab their boots and run. I guess insinuating that Boots is running up to 154 to evade him. So I just want to say this, and I'm not going to talk about this no more because I feel like we talked about this to exhaustion. You were made an offer, right? To my knowledge. Now, what happens behind scenes, I have no idea. But to the public, you were made 3 different offers that you declined. Okay? So I don't see how you can say somebody is ducking you if you turn down their offers. Then there's an announcement or a supposed announcement that Boots is moving to 154. Now, all of a sudden, it seems like you want smoke. Or 140. I knew it was 135 or 140. Yeah. Now it seems like you want all this smoke. You can't. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it, and that's fine. Right? Whatever. If that's the story that he wants to tell, then that's the story that he wants to tell. But I was sitting around thinking, who in the world is going to reign supreme at 147 pounds now that Boots is moving to 154, right? Will it be Brian Norman Jr., Mario Barrios, I think, what was it, Devin Haney, Rolly? Will Ryan make a comeback? Now, there are some other contenders. I think I saw, let's see, Ryan can do a unification bout with Barrios because they're both with, what is that, PBC? Literally, somebody has to want to fight Devin for his name, for him to even be like in contention, really. Brian Norman Jr., he had a really good performance in Japan against an opponent that he should have looked good against. Now, for the IBF belt, I think it's Lewis Crocker. The WBA, I think they're going to elevate Rolly, right? The WBC, I think his mandatory is Devin, from what I saw last. The WBA is, Alexis Rocha, right? But he fought Jin Sasaki, so I don't know how that went, but he ended up fighting Jin Sasaki because I know Alexis Rocha, last time I looked, Alexis Rocha was ahead of Jin Sasaki. So you think Debo, Canelo ducked me? I'm going to open up the pen. I would love to hear how you are coming up with that. But since you think that, right, and he's not going back down to, 140? Well, I'm going to go based off the list that he provided all of us and say that, 140 is possibly still an option for him. I got a question about that. Is Gary Antoine Russell 18-1? Is he the real boogeyman of 140? I mean, obviously he had an amazing win over Rayo, becoming a champ. What was that, in March? It doesn't appear that Tio wants to fight. Hitchinson, turned down the fight. And I don't know if y'all knew this, but he actually lost to Gary 4 times in the amateurs, which is crazy. We got another Keyshawn and Andy Cruz situation going on over there. Now, could a rematch between him and Alberto Puello take place? There are obviously some other players in the mix. We got Liam Paro, I think Subriel Matias in that as well. But I just thought it was interesting because I saw this. Devin called out Norman, or said he's ass, right? At 100 and 47. So possibly he's going up 147. But then I said, okay, if he's going to 147, but he also had 147 pounders on his list. So we'll deal with Devin, right? But back to Gary. Gary is being ducked by a couple people. Tio don't want to fight him. This is what Richardson Hitchins said. Well, how can you lose to a guy in the amateurs and we both have belts in the same division and you don't want to fight me? Keep in mind, he also ducked Subria Matias. So who can Gary fight? Who's a good fight for Gary? I want to hear y'all thoughts. Now, I believe Keyshawn is also moving up to 140. Frank Martin should be coming back to 140. So he says. So I want to know who's a good fight for Gary Antoine Russell, right? Since obviously him and Tio are friends, from what I understand, or they grew up together at the same gym. So obviously they're not looking to make that fight at all, right? Fine. Well, we need to find him a fight, though, right? And I believe Subria Matias is fighting on the July 12th card. So possibly just a rematch. Hitchins, hell, Tio, I don't see why not. Depending on what weight class Devin is going to campaign, that might be an option. Still Leo Prowl. Now, I did want to just give a shout out again to Richardson Hitchins for winning his fight. He's another person that did what they were supposed to do. Got him out of there in 8, what Devin couldn't do in 24. Fine, right? Then we heard him announce his free agency. And then Eddie Hearn jumped out his damn body. Okay? Now, is Eddie Hearn blocking blessings or teaching lessons? So after his dominant performance last week, Eddie wasn't too happy about Hitchins' free agency announcement, and he, was talking slick.
No loyalty in boxing. You got to look after yourself. But when someone has come in, when you were on the floor, and I remember when I first met Richardson Hitchins, the door of his car was falling off. And to be honest, I've spent a lot of money and invested in a young man that I really respect and admire. And I've boxed him at Madison Square Garden. I've headlined him in Orlando when we really didn't sell any tickets and we lost a lot of money. I kept with it. I headlined him in Las Vegas, where again, we didn't sell many tickets and we lost money. Then I paid for him to get the opportunity to fight Liam Paro for the world title. Then I paid up for a big opponent in George Kambosos, paid up for the big homecoming in New York. But Richardson is a very good kid. He's just got some snakes around him. And
now, I understand. Listen, we know that, Richardson Hitchins was in a situation at Mayweather's gym, right? And Eddie did get him out of the contract he was in with Mayweather. I think the most Richardson Hitchins said he ever made was like $50,000 with Mayweather. So I get it, right? Eddie is frustrated. But then to go to Turkey and say, listen, Hitchins does business with you, it has to be through me. Like, to me, that's just a little shady, right? Like, listen, Eddie, we know that you didn't even want Hitchins to win against Paro, right? You didn't even offer him an extension until after he won. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Hitchins knows that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he peeped game. Now, I don't know what's going on with them, and I don't know what's going to happen if he's going to resign. But to go to Turkey, Al-Sheikh, and tell him he can't get no money unless it's through me. I don't know if Eddie's just trying to recoup his losses, or if he really just does not, like the manager that manages him and Tio. I can't think of his name right now, but I think he really has a problem with him, and he claims he does not blame Hitchins. But to say that this man can't make any money without you, because right now, the only people, who is he going to go to? PBC? That's an option. That's where he probably should go now that he has a belt and has actually defended his title. That would be a good, bargaining chip to walk into Al Heyman's office with. Outside of that, it's only the Golden Boy, and they're doing business with Turkey as well. Eddie done already put his bid in and said, listen, if he try to come over here, let him know, like, he gotta go through me. So I just find this really, really crazy. Eddie Hearn, to me, does not make the best decisions for his American fighters. Anyway, I don't really like the direction he's taking Shakur Stevenson's career in. Boots, I mean, from what I hear, he lost the purse bid for the Karen fight. The Normans are saying the numbers weren't right, that, Eddie sent them on the contract. He just doesn't seem to be promoting African American fighters that well to me, but Conor Ben, he moving him like a witness in the protection program, because Conor Ben's at 147. He should have been lined up with Boots sooner or later. I don't know why that never happened, So I got a couple of questions, and you know how I do when I got questions. I need some answers to these questions. I'm going to drop the link, but I wanted to just make some of those points real quick because I didn't like what Brian Norman said. You had the opportunity to fight Boots. You should have taken the opportunity when it was given to you, right? Now, I get it. You said you were in the middle of a fight or your hand was broke the first time. It was so much back and forth with them. Who the hell knows what really took place? All I do know is you were actually invited to fight this man. And now that he's leaving the division, you making it seem like he's running from you. I don't believe that he's running from him. I don't believe that he beats Boots. But I could be wrong. We won't know until the fight actually happens any damn way. But it's just a few things. And I did also want to address my interaction with the King of Cap, right? Slogan, I see you. What's up? Flatbush, I see you. I see everybody in the building. Hello. Hey, Pay. I just want to say this, right? I don't know who listened to the video. I don't know who was actually on that live stream. I apologize to all the players of the Players Palace for bringing down our property value, even dealing with that fool, right? I just had some questions that I wanted answers to. Obviously, if he is under contract with somebody, he can't tell me that. That's one-on-one. I know that for a fact. So all these Haniacs and everybody else, oh my God, y'all have no idea. People have just been in my DMs all over the place. Haney fans telling me I shouldn't have asked him that. I have no right, such and such, blah, blah, blah. So let me explain this to everybody that could hear the sound of my voice, right? I will ask Bill Haney whatever the fuck I want to ask Bill Haney. It is up to him whether or not he responds, right? No, he cannot tell me anything he's contractually obligated to do or under negotiations. I didn't expect any breaking news. The whole point of the interaction was to prove that Bill Haney is full of shit. I asked him no other questions that anybody else on that platform did not ask him. Go listen to the whole interview. The only difference is those niggas let him get them off their square. He couldn't get me off mine. That's the only difference. I'm going to leave that there, and I'm not going to address it no more. So y'all get out my DMs. Y'all get the hell out my Discord. I don't want to hear that shit. I will ask Bill Haney whatever I want to. Who going to check me? HLD, what's up?
Hello, sweetie. I'm coming out here laughing because I did see your interaction with Bill, and you really cooked them. So you got the Haney sexuals after you?
Oh my God. I'm about to go into witness protection my damn self. This is crazy. I had a motherfucker on the Discord the other day out of nowhere. Everybody in there talking about the fight that's coming up there. This motherfucker jumps at me like, yeah, you had no right. A whole 4-page letter like a female. You had no right to ask Bill Haney anything. You don't even like Devin Haney. Who do you think you are? I sat up because I was laying down. I sat up so quick, HLD. First thing I said was, shut that soft ass shit up. And then I proceeded to tell him I can ask Bill Haney whatever I want to ask Bill Haney. What is wrong with y'all, bro? What is really wrong with y'all?
I chatted with you, that you were talking about it, and I kind of was talking how you got to handle Bill. Because I've known Bill for some years now. We've had our back and forth on these lives. And the
craziest shit is, even when I jumped off of there, he was still checking for me. Not them niggas that was coming up there gobbling him.
Nah. And so I told you that, hey, this is that way. And then when I came to say, oh, you did handle him the way you have to handle him. I'm like, good. You let him just talk all his bullshit, but then you stick to your guns. And when okay, now answer my question.
Yeah, bro. Like he just, but yo, his fans, yo, they not even fans, bruh.
No,
They
they're
are
not.
like they're
They're
like
not.
cult members, yo. The way
Yeah,
they like been attacking me left and
they
right is crazy.
they over
It's
there at the Haney voice with all those nut huggers over there, including Nuss. They it is like a cult. It is
yeah,
like a
but
cult.
the
God forbid he
craziest.
talk to him like that. Oh my God! I remember when I used to talk to Bill, and we curse each other out and whatnot. But how dare you talk to him like that? And I'm like, what the fuck? He's another dude like me.
Yeah, like yo, how dare I talk to him? Who are you? Who is he? Like you said, what do you mean? How dare I talk to him like that? He up here to answer questions, ain't he? Why else?
Hey, I loved it. I loved your interaction. I loved your energy. I loved
Thank
that you made
you.
yourself. Nah, 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 nah. You not above me. You wasting my time. I gotta
Yeah,
go.
yeah, boy, bye.
I
I
loved
don't have
it.
no time for.
I wasn't trying to correct you earlier in the chat, like trying to like correct you. I'm just saying that when you go directly to Allegiant Stadium website and you go onto their schedule, there's no Canelo fight on there.
That's a
Uh,
damn shame because before I
and
came up here, I checked Boxing 24 again, and they still got it listed under Allegiant Stadium.
well, everybody is. Look, I just got refunded like last month by a broker for tickets
Are you
because when
kidding
they
me?
yeah like 3.5 weeks ago, what was it 4 weeks ago in May. No, it was almost a month now. When they first announced it, the brokers are out there selling tickets for the fight. And
Oh, those
then you
scammers.
saw that they took it back. That, oh, it's not gonna, it's not gonna be TKO. And I look, man, I don't know what's going on. And the only reason I bought it is because I was expecting. I didn't care about the Canelo and Crawford fight. I was just expecting that the fight with Tio and Boots was gonna be on the undercard. So I spent nearly $5,000 on
No.
tickets, and
Yeah.
I just got my refund. Had to fight with the broker for a little bit about it, but I just got my refund last week. And so
Well, at
they're kind
least you
of,
got it.
oh yeah, no, because there was no way around it. TKO was first announced. Then it was not going to be TKO. Turkey came out said it was going to Sela. So I had to take all these snapshots of all these damn tweets and all this shit and send them. Look, man. And then you go to
Mm-hmm.
Allegiant Stadium and you could call them. Here's the number, but here's the website. You can see it's not even scheduled. Not on the 12th,
Oh my God.
and not even on the 13th because there's even a game. So how you guys selling tickets without it being official? So
This is
anyway,
craziness, bro. Yo,
yeah,
I'm glad you told me because I'm damn sure I'm on here now. This is a shame. They can't be reporting stuff like that. Man, I'm gonna just leave this damn fight alone. I got frustrated the first time because I had to make another video to retract the first video because remember it was supposed to be on the 12th, then they switched it to the 13th. It's like,
right.
yo, I'm over them. I'm over
You,
them. I'm
you,
over this venue
you're
situation.
starting off on this thing. It seems like, and I'm the best advice to use is that you try to go to the source. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And
The
that's where
stadium.
to try to get the real information. Like I said, you could go right to Allegiant Stadium, or
Okay.
instead of brokers like my dumbass did. And I don't know. I can't say that because I trust the guy for other shit. But uh, you go, Ticketmaster is always the premier with tickets. So they don't play around with trying to sell speculative for the future. They really try to when it's official, it's official. But
Okay.
outside of
But that's
that,
the
I
thing.
mean,
When is it going to be official? They're fighting in what, September? Their
well,
first press conference is literally tomorrow.
I think they're trying. The best way I can speculate what they're trying to do is they're either trying to move that UNLV game, the college game, at September 13th but that's just impossible. College football is so damn big, and they're televised games, so I don't see how they're gonna move UNLV game out of Allegiant Stadium. So I don't know if maybe they'll try to make it earlier in the day so that they can
Well, that's what I
then
heard. It
build.
was supposed to be in the morning.
Well, I think the game. I remember the game for UNLV was at 1 p.m. Saturday, September 13th. Right now it says TBA, so I'm expecting they might move it earlier because it's a lot of moving parts to move a college football game. I mean, I'm sorry, Chucky got a lot of money, but he don't got college football money, and to have them get kicked off, a televised game or the time, it's hard, and the tickets were sold out for that game. So what you're gonna do with all those fans? You can't move them to another stadium just like that. So I don't know. It's a pain in the ass. But when I first bought my thing, I was ready to, book my hotel, flight, blah blah. I'm like, you can't do none of that. So I'm glad I got my money back.
I'm
Hey,
glad you
just
got
be
your money
careful, you
back
guys
too.
out there,
That's
whoever trying to
crazy.
go to this game and to this fight, unless it's official, don't jump on it.
But that's the thing. So who, when they reported, who should I believe? Because like I said, I checked on Boxing 24. So if they don't got the right information, who the hell do?
I think we're gonna have to wait till Turkey himself or
Oh,
Ring
this is fair. He
Magazine.
lies. He
They,
lies, bro.
yeah, no, but when they say the tickets are gonna be on they're gonna have a pre-sale like normally all fights do, and
Mm-hmm.
and and you can sign up for the pre-sale, blah blah blah, and maybe wait for that.
Okay. Quick, what's up? No Cap, what's up? Hey,
What's
Quick.
happening? What's going
What's
on
up?
with you?
What's
Look, I
up?
just wanted to let you know, hey, sweetheart, talk your shit. If everybody else can run their mouth and say whatever they want to say, you should be able to as well. And this is coming from someone that was attacked by a whole bunch of dudes for saying shit that they don't like.
Yeah.
And they just moist as hell and don't pay them no mind. They gonna talk. They, from what I see, men run their mouth more than women at this point, especially when it comes to
Oh
boxing.
man, that's
So
hard to swallow. It's a damn truth. These guys nowadays, they're fucking
They
soft.
be they be asshole hurt because your ass can say some shit that they don't like. Everything is cool as long as you say something that they like and agree with. The minute you
Yep.
have your own opinion about something, now they finna attack you. Girl, look, been there, done that for 2 or 3 years in a row of pissing
Mhm.
everybody off, and I'm still be in these chats speaking to people just to piss everybody off. So don't even worry about it. You did a damn good job. Attempting to speak to Bill because it's around
Yeah.
the world. It's around the world and back in 80 days with those kind of conversations. Me, I don't waste my time, but you did better than I would do because I wouldn't have got up there because I'm not gonna. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly,
But
she did a great job. I thought she did.
she really did. She did, and that's why I was
You
like,
know,
girl, look,
Bro,
don't
these
pay them fools
caniacs
no
are on
attention.
my ass. These caniacs are on my ass. It is ridiculous, honey.
And look,
It
I've
is
been
really
look.
ridiculous.
You are preaching to the
Somebody mute.
choir.
Mm-hmm.
So I look, I already know, but yeah, just do your thing. Like I say, if all of them can run their mouth and say whatever the hell they want to say to people, your ass can do it too. And
And
if
I
they
ain't
don't like
asked
it, they
nothing
can
that
go find
nobody
something to
else
do.
didn't already ask.
They can go play with. Look, they like I talk to them on my lives. But y'all can go play with your mama. Go play with somebody that got faith in you because I don't.
I know that's right.
So, but yeah,
Thank
I just wanted
you.
I just wanted to say that I'm gonna fall back into the chat.
Okay, thank you, Quickly.
You're welcome.
No Cap, what's up, babe?
Dad, what
What you
y'all
got
talking
to?
about? Y'all talking about when you was cooking Bill?
I was actually talking about a lot of different stuff, but that was the last thing I talked about. I was talking about Eddie Hearn hating, Gary Russell being the real boogeyman at 140, and I said who reigns supreme at 147 now that Boots is gone. And I just talked about Hami Magia and his nasty little dirty test and the fight recap. What you think of the fight?
It was good.
Right? So who do you think will reign supreme at 147?
Shit.
I think for
Pacquiao.
right now it's to be
It's,
determined.
ain't gonna
It's to be
nobody gonna run
determined.
straight.
But
He gonna
but
keep the
but
belt.
Brian
Ain't none of
Norman
the
is
champions
leading the
gonna fight.
pack.
Hold on, one at a time. What you say, no Cap?
Ain't none of the champions about to fight each other. And then somebody probably gonna get that belt, the IBF boots vacated. And then Pacquiao probably, if he get the decision on Barrio some kind of way, Barrio stink up the joint and Pacquiao somehow pull out the miracle. It's gonna be another. He gonna fight some more buns before he cut for a couple more buns before he get that belt up.
Well, wait a minute, because they I don't know. I think that's at 140. Okay, so you think Gary and Tom Russell is the boogeyman at 140?
Not really. I mean, that's the thing. Nobody at 140 want to mix it up.
That's
Like
what I'm saying. He done called out a couple niggas though. He done called out T.O., Hitchins, Devin talking his trash, but I don't think he's talking to Gary and Tom Russell because I think Gary and Tom Russell will beat him half dead.
man,
But
Devin
I
is
mean,
finished.
he I don't know if he finished.
Yeah,
He could
he
rematch.
finished, bro.
I'm
Bill done
gonna
throw
give
so
him.
many checks.
Nah,
Bill
I'm gonna
done
give
so
him
many
one
checks
more.
his ass K cash, and now it's time to put. Now it's time to deposit them in the bank. And they gonna bounce.
Oh my
Like
goodness.
said, ain't nowhere to run. Ain't no more easy fight. Ain't no more Camboses in these regions and all these other weak ass. Ain't no more of that.
Yeah.
Now he got to go face against real competition, and he ain't ready because he ain't had the fight to build up his profile, like how Derrick James called it, to where he could compete at 147. He don't got the tool. He don't got the experience.
Well, wait a minute now, because there's a toolbox somewhere in the shed that Bill was talking about. He said something about a warehouse.
Man, that
tool
warehouse
shed,
is empty,
some
man.
shit. I
That
know.
warehouse is empty. Ain't shit in there.
Don't let Bill sell you those dreams. He sells a lot of bullshit. That's how Bill does. That's how Bill does. He's just trying to stay relevant in these streets because he's desperate for that next payday.
He got people for 5 different weight classes on the hit list. Like, come on.
I know.
Then what? Tank had a hit list back when he said, back when Tank had a hit list. Now he got his own. They copy everything Tank do. You know what I'm saying? Can't knock nobody out. Ain't beat nobody down. Got whooped. Still ain't trying. They need to get back with Ryan, dog. Ain't shit happening with DHP until they get back with Ryan. Period.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he definitely needs to rematch Ryan Garcia. I think that needs to be at the first. That should have been number 1 on that list.
It should have been. You're right. It should have been. But they know what's up. I mean, I'm not buying nothing with Haney at all. At all. That kid is right now, he's damaged goods until proven otherwise. He needs a Cambosos 3. He needs a Ramirez 2. We got to see him get built up. And then I can say, all right, put him with someone of the top 10 elite status. But until then, I have zero faith in that young man right now.
He can't do that because Ramirez was the tune-up. That was supposed to be.
That's what I'm saying. That was supposed to be his tune-up.
He stunk up the joint. It's like this is what it is. He the finished product. We already have the finished product.
Hey, Jab, so you watched the fight this morning?
I did.
Okay. I had a pop-up meeting I couldn't watch. I watched it. I couldn't be on social media, because I know I was gonna get found out who won. But it was a great performance. I think it was a great performance from Brian Norman Jr. I think the young man showed composure. Sasaki came out wild and got caught up by his wildness. But Brian Norman Jr., he showed composure. He waited to set him up for his shot. I think it was just a great performance overall. Sasaki is what Sasaki is. But when it comes to Brian Norman, I saw growth today. That's what I saw. I'm not gonna say he's the very best of whatever's coming up right now, but he's definitely leading the pack if Boots leaves.
So you think he'll reign supreme at 147? You think it'll be him?
I think for right now, until we don't know what the other guys are doing, I don't know what Teal's gonna do right now. I really don't. It depends on what Turkey wants to do with his contract. It ain't gonna forget about Haney. Haney fighting that dude crazy. He ain't fighting anybody like that. He never was that type of a guy.
Because he said Brian Norman trash.
Yeah, he's gonna say trash. Anybody who's gonna kick his ass.
He gotta fight Brian Norman next.
He's ass. You see him? He is.
Yeah,
ass.
but his father's asking for it, right? Come on now. They
gotta make that next.
No, that ain't gonna happen next.
Tucson, what's up?
What's going on? What's going on?
What's up? What's going on? Just here chopping the shit.
I mean, the fight was decent, I guess, but I don't see what I guess everybody see in Brian Norman. He's a decent fighter, but I mean, maybe he can be good at 147 if he moves strategically, or but honestly, if Devin is decent or okay, I could see him outboxing Brian Norman Jr.
I can't.
That's actually to me a good fight. I mean, Brian Norman did seem strong. Like I said, I'm not gonna shit on his win because when somebody look like they don't belong in the ring with you, that's what you're supposed to do to them. So shout out to him for that, getting him out in 5. But I really don't see
like he belonged in the ring. He that
nigga had no defense, no head movement, no nothing. Every time Brian Norman came out, all he did was cover them.
He was throwing hard body shots to Brian Norman. He was digging the body of Brian Norman pretty hard.
He did what he was supposed to do in that fight, but come on, y'all. Like, we got to be honest sometimes.
He was digging hard to the body of Brian Norman.
I don't understand how these people fighting these great people, but then y'all say other fighters don't be fighting nobody. Like, I don't get that.
Because they don't.
Let's be honest. Brian Norman Jr.
Hold on, one more time. Go ahead, no cap. What?
Like once you reach a certain level, everybody you fight is bums. See, when Boots is knocking out bums, everybody loved it. But now he at the point where who you fought. And Brian Norman about to be at that point too. This is the honeymoon phase.
That's a
They
good
do this
point,
shit.
no cap.
They do this shit with everybody.
That's well said. That's very well said.
He's still in the development stage. Look, the offer that Eddie Hearn gave Norman Jr., Chopwick was not going to have him do that. They weren't going to let him fight Boots. He was not ready for Boots. And now 2 fights later, he's looking like, okay, now you're looking better. Now, because we can't forget the Boca Chica and that other fight that he had with what's his name? Anyway, it was McCall, I think it was, or something like that. He looked like trash, right? So now 2 fights later, the young man is looking where he needs to be looking to take out a Boots.
HLDs?
How's that?
Against who though?
I thought the Stanley, what's the guy name he knocked out in
the young man's only 24 years old. I mean, everybody's trying to rush him out like that, but
no, I don't think that people are trying to rush him. I just feel like this, HLD. I feel like him and his father linked themselves to Boots, right? And if you're gonna link yourself to him, then you have to be fighting guys on the same level as him. Like, do y'all think that Brian Norman Jr. would have beat Cameron or Stanionis?
I think it could be Stanionis.
He beat Stanionis, but I don't know about
fight for anybody.
I think Karen is second best at welterweight. Just for watching the skill, like the shit he was able to do. I don't see too many people.
Boots hasn't fought anybody either. I mean, let's just call it.
But that's what I'm saying. When y'all say stuff like that, y'all have to put them compared. Okay, so like I just asked you, do you think that Brian Norman Jr. could have beat Karen? Do y'all think he could have beat Stanley? Like, do y'all think he could have beat some of the niggas that Boots fought?
But how Boots ain't fought nobody?
Names that Boots has on his
resume. Hold on, Tuesday. I want them to answer me.
The only 2 names on Boots' resume is Stanionis and the Karen guy. That's about it. That's the extent of his of the names on his resume.
And what about you, No Cap? You feel the same way?
Boots, I don't know. Karen is good. I ain't never seen Brian Norman fight a boxer like that, like a dude that got footwork, counter punching, and he got chin. He got attributes. You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen Brian Norman fight. He need to fight Karen, dog. That'll answer the question right there.
That will answer the question, and that's my point. If you have not fought nobody on the caliber of who you're supposedly better than, and I know styles make fights, but if you're not even challenging yourself to fight those type of guys, then how can you say you're better than me? Or how are you I call it hitching your wagon to my star.
Yeah, it's a little bit of that, and that's what Norman Sr. was kind of doing, a little bit of that. He doesn't want to admit that, Top Rank told us that we're going to be fighting the Japanese guy next, for an example.
Well, I mean, that's obvious because you have to get a passport, you have to get on a plane. You mean you did all of that, prepared a 4-page letter, and nobody knew anything about that?
Right.
Like,
I mean, we're not dumb. We're not dumb. It's the same
thing.
Like
called about, though.
That's what I'm saying. Sasaki don't even speak fucking English. He probably didn't have no clue.
He wrote a letter. They gave it to him in person.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You mean to tell me you ain't got a passport, hopped on a plane from Japan to fucking America for 24 hours and nobody know nothing?
Hell no. That's what I'm saying. It's a little bit of bullshit on Norman Sr.
When I talked to Brian overseas, I told him I didn't want to see the Boots fight right now. Because I said, y'all trying to build it up to a bigger fight. It ain't a big fight right now.
He wasn't ready.
If Boots beat Brian Norman, if Boots would have beat Brian Norman, they would have said Brian Norman wasn't ready, or he was just another bum Boots beat up. If Brian Norman beat Boots, they would say Boots was a hype job who was never good. So I was like, let y'all prove that y'all good. Do some shit, beat up some motherfuckers, and then we see who the demand for the fight to get bigger and bigger, and y'all be cemented as elite fighters, and then y'all can have a big fight.
But see, No Cap, I hear you, but then you also have a parallel with people running around on this internet telling people that Boots is ducking some damn Brian Norman Jr.
That's part of the promotion. That's the part of the build up.
Promoting what? What are you promoting?
So people want to see it.
Child, please.
I think.
Hold on, HLD. D1, what's up?
What's up, Ty? I seen you were live. The link's up there, so I said I'll come up and talk some shit. I ain't even hear anything of what y'all talking about, but I assume
we giving the recap of the fights. I was talking about how Eddie Hearn ain't shit. He threw Hitchins under the bus, talking about his little car situation. What you think about that? I really want to know about what Eddie said, what Hitchins did, and then their backstory. And do you think that Richardson Hitchins was wrong?
Nah. How else is Hitchins supposed to let the world know he's a free agent?
Well,
you know what I mean, like, that's what you're talking about, right? Like the him saying I'm a free agent, Eddie pissed off. I didn't even see the rest of it.
yeah, he said he was a free agent, and then I just the comments that Eddie made really kind of threw me for a loop. So look,
No loyalty in boxing. You got to look after yourself. But when someone has come in, when you were on the floor, and I remember when I first met Richardson Hitchins. I mean, the door of his car was falling off. And to be honest, I've spent a lot of money and invested in a young man that I really respect and admire. And I've boxed him at Madison Square Garden. I've headlined him in Orlando when we really didn't sell any tickets and we lost a lot of money. I kept with it. I headlined him in Las Vegas, where again, we didn't sell many tickets and we lost money. Then I paid for him to get the opportunity to fight Liam Paro for the world title. Then I paid up for a big opponent in George Kambosos, paid up for the big homecoming in New York. But Richardson is a very good kid. He's just got some snakes around him. And
so,
yeah.
I mean, that to me, he didn't have to say all of that about the car and shit.
No, the ticket sales and shit, that's one thing. We get it. You trying to draw this man's value down as he's trying to tell the world he's a free agent. That's all part of the game. But I think that shit was a little backhanded. But he feels the type of way because Richardson said he's a free agent. But when the fuck else is the kid?
Eddie Hearn should feel that type of way. And I usually don't like Eddie Hearn, but he did good about Richardson Hitchins, who ain't shit. Like, where he a free agent, nobody cares. Like, you think Top Rank gonna sign him or PBC? He's already on PBC.
But that's the thing though. Eddie Hearn went to Turkey and asked Turkey if Richardson Hitchins comes to you and tries to do business, then tell him, basically you can't do no business with him without me. So is he blocking blessings or is he trying to teach Richardson Hitchins a lesson? Like, listen, you don't shit.
That's business practices though. Like, if I had a client and we were doing a deal or something.
The Cardinals, I see you.
Try to go behind my
partner, get that cash.
My partner gonna be like, no, go through him. Run this deal through him.
Yeah, it's part of the promotion.
I agree with what he just said. It is business practice. You know what I mean? And I don't think that necessarily that Eddie went to Turkey. Just Turkey saw what it was and he put it out there. He put it out there to Coppinger.
I think all these guys should beware about signing up to get paydays because them paydays ain't gonna be there too much longer from Buddy. Guaranteed not.
And are they real paydays? That's the thing. Like, you guys, y'all have to pay attention. Listen to these boxers. They're telling y'all. Turkey says one thing, and then on the paper or somewhere else, there's a different number on that paper. This is what Tio was saying. This is what Shakur came out and said. Like, these boxers are not being paid what Turkey or people are assuming that they're being paid.
Everybody that cussed me out defended Turkey, saying these niggas getting paid $140 million and shit.
Oh, one at a time.
Here's the ugly truth about Turkey. He's a gangster for real. Of course, he's telling here you can get $20 million. I'll give Tyson Fury $100 million. Give him 20 up front. You know what kind of things Turkey's responsible of. He's not a good human being in real life. Like, boxing shit aside, the shit that man does, he's not a good person. You ain't gonna be pressing him for your money. What are you gonna do?
I don't know.
The snakes that Eddie's talking about is Keith Connolly.
Yeah.
What Keith Connolly was trying to pull was the same thing that he did with Berlanga, and what it was is that right he Berlanga stepped away from Matchroom, and then he made a direct deal with Turkey to fight Shiraz, and so he's cutting out the middleman. And so you got to understand that then Turkey still has in memory the bullshit that happened May 2nd and May 3rd without he got robbed for his bag.
But he won't have that problem with Richardson Hitchins because obviously Richardson Hitchins will perform. He will get in there and fight, albeit against the Kambosos, but he did get in there and dominate. He did in 8 rounds what Haney couldn't do in 24.
Oh, absolutely. but he's not trying to have that right
We're
now
not
no more.
arguing, teachers. It's called a conversation. You can join it if you'd like. What you
Anybody
saying,
see
H.O.?
Bill Haney today? That's
Don't
what I'm
mention that
wondering.
name. I'm hiding from his damn fans. But
You cooked
anyway,
his
so
ass. That shit
seriously,
was funny as hell.
it's not a joke. They're in my
But
inbox.
but they're in good graces.
Hold on. World of Animals, I see you in the Cash App. Thank you so much. Go ahead. What you were saying?
I'm saying they're in good graces. Eddie Hearn had, and I expect they're going to sign a deal in the next couple of weeks, within the month. It's just he has a problem with the way Keith Connolly tried to do that. Instead of, hey, you know what, you owe me the first sit down. We're gonna, hey, what we got new for me. This is what I got for you. You want it, you don't. It doesn't work out. Hey, man, thank you, and that's it, right?
But
We move on.
HLD, he didn't even want to re-sign him until after the Liam Paro fight. He didn't even think he was going to beat Paro. You think that Hitchins don't know that?
Yeah, but you gotta be worthy. You gotta make sure you're worthy of being signed.
Come on, man. I know, teacher. I was messing with you too, babe. No. What I was about to say. Yeah. Okay.
I'm saying they said Turkey making people rich though. Which one is it? They said Usyk got paid 140 million. They getting paid 40 million. Everybody getting rich. There was something.
He's giving these guys a handsome payday. That I can tell you. And are we saying super crazy? No, but it's a lot more than these guys could put together within a promotional company. You know, for an example, we're talking about Gary Russell Jr., Antoine Russell. I'm sorry.
Yeah, y'all never told me who reigns supreme at 140. Is it him?
That's Tio until further notice. He's the lineal champion. Until somebody knocks him off his block, he's the number one guy.
Okay, but then why don't he want to fight? Why don't he want to fight Gary?
It doesn't mean that nobody wants to fight Gary, that nobody has mentioned Gary, but Gary's on that PVC island. He's not out here on these streets. He's not out here in these streets, and I love Gary.
Why can't they do business with PVC and Tio? Tio and PBC seem like they're willing to do business. Tom Brown reposted his business. We still don't know. Like after the Tank fight,
that's trolling by Tio.
I don't know, bro. Tom Brown reposted the shit. Tom Brown reposted it.
That's trolling by Tio. But when it comes to Gary Russell Jr., he unless he puts himself out there to want to get this, he's not out here. He's not even trying to. And the only way you're gonna be able to get
Yes, he is, bro. He out here. Look at this. He out here claiming his son. Why Richardson Hitchins don't want to fight him? He whooped his ass 4 times in the amateurs. Why he don't want no smoke? Tio, I don't want to hear that shit. Y'all grew up in the same amateur gym together. Why you don't want no smoke?
You got some? Put it up again. I wanted to read that, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Did he say about Tio?
Oh, and no, he didn't say about Tio, but I know that he mentioned Tio in an interview that he did on one of them because he has an accent. Whoever did the interview. And Tio said it before too, like they're friends. They grew up at the same gym or some shit.
They grew up together. This is Tio words. I can only speak for Tio words because I haven't caught it. And I actually did, Harry. If the time comes and the money's there for them to fight, they'll fight each other. They'll fight each other. But it's not like, you know, there's any smoke or anything like that. You know, they grew up with each other, you know, and they knew each other's fathers before he passed away. And so, yeah, they had that, but they're not like trying to say we'll never fight each other. The circumstances and obviously the money is what has to happen.
The Cardinals, I see you. Yeah, he did. That's why I said a rematch. They could do a rematch, him and Puello. Anyway, what you were saying, Chelsea? Nah, I mean, listen. I'm trying to figure out, okay, all right, fine. If y'all say no to Gary and Antoine Russell, all these boys are basically just sitting around. Y'all talking about PBC fighters are just sitting around. A lot of these motherfuckers are just sitting around collecting dust. Them and their damn belts. Gary just fought in what, March? Superio's about to fight. But a lot of these niggas need to get in there and mix it up. We need to see what Devin Haney really look like. We're going to give him another tune-up after his last tune-up.
Facts. The PBC needs more than 12 dates though to be doing business. Well,
they're getting ready to. Aren't they getting ready to go over to ESPN?
Hopefully, we'll see. I don't believe shit in boxing no more.
We don't know yet.
I really can't believe anything from nobody.
No, you
I don't give a fuck.
You can't believe a lot of these stories.
Yeah,
I know what the Haney's are gonna do. They're gonna wait till everybody's locked down with a fight. And then they're gonna say, "Oh, I'll come out and then I want to fight you and I'm gonna fight you." And
Facts, bro.
that's what they're
That
gonna
list
do. And
is
then
bullshit.
and then they're gonna fight,
Exactly what he
Peter
said, Thomas. I
Pillow.
couldn't
You
even
know
get
what
it
I mean?
out, but that is what he said. That's exactly what he said. I couldn't get the words out. Thank you, Thomas.
No, I
He
think
did
they really
That's
say
what
gonna
I'm
fight
saying.
Brian
Like,
Norman Jr.
Huh?
that's what I want.
I think they
Give
really
me
gonna fight
Devin and
Brian
Brian.
Norman.
Brian Norman.
Yeah, they were talking
I
about
think
fighting him
Danny
the
can
other
beat
day.
Brian Norman.
Bill's quiet
Is he
today. He
okay?
ain't saying
Is
shit.
he okay?
Bill Haney's stupid. He think he
What
think
up,
because
Jay?
What
Brian
up,
Norman
Jimmy?
look like a basic, the shit he doing look basic and simple, but they don't understand.
Yeah, theoretically, Devin should be able to outbox Brian Norman.
In the heat of the
He
the
might
type of
outrun him.
I think
the type of fight
Devin
you
is
gotta
getting
fight to
finished.
beat
Who
Brian
said
Norman.
that?
Devin
Wait
can't
a
do it.
minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Who just said that? Who said that?
Said
Outrun
what?
him.
I
Outrun
think
him.
Brian's
I
a better
did.
boxer than people want to
I
give him
did.
credit for.
He can't
Brian
run
Brian
can
from Brian
box a
Norman?
little
Norman.
bit.
You
He
think
can't
Bro,
run
he's
from
so?
gonna
Brian Norman though.
Yeah.
be running and running and running. He ain't gonna get in the ring with no
Man, come
Brian
on. We talking
Norman.
about one fight, guys.
He might think he could run from Brian Norman, but he won't be able to do it.
Oh, I don't give a shit that he knocked out the punching bag today. I'm just saying, just from a tactical standpoint, Brian could fight a little bit, and
I
he
think
got
Jason
hard ass
Saki
hit. He
would beat
punches
Haney
hard as
too. I
shit.
think Jason Saki would give Haney a tough fight. He might possibly beat him.
Yo, listen, that
He throw
shit.
left hooks like Ryan. He like a left hooker. He a left hook one trick pony
That's
like
Brian's
Ryan.
got a great left hook. Show
Let's
me you
take
guys
away.
can
That's
get the
why he
Yeah,
fuck up out the
tagging
way.
him with the left
yeah.
hook because he can't hook with the hook.
Show me that you guys made some progress, and you can get the fuck out of the way of a left hook. Give me the Brian smoke, but they ain't nowhere to be found today because of what happened this morning. They were all gun ho talking about
Yeah,
lists and
yeah.
shit the
He
other
said he
day.
is trash. You heard Devin. Devin said he is trash. I got to
Yeah.
stop.
Where you at?
Yo,
Where you
See
at
this?
today, dog?
He is ass. You heard him. He is ass.
hey, Haney hasn't had a knockout since 2019. That's 6 years ago.
Yeah, and that shit
Yeah,
was a Hail Mary too. He
Right.
ran from halfway across the ring to knock Buddy out too. That was a haymaker. That was a lucky ass punch.
To not make
I
so
mean,
much
but you
fun
don't
of the
gotta be
young man.
knocking
All right,
nobody
so
out.
he's
Like,
a
a lot
running.
of people
Okay,
keep
what
saying
I'm
that.
trying to get you.
Hold on, HOD. What you say, Tucson?
I said you don't have to be knocking people out. I don't know why people keep saying that. It's plenty of fighters that's entertaining to watch that did knock people out.
Yeah.
For 6 years?
Nah, not for 6 years.
But it's not that. Even when he knocked people out is boring. He knocked out Moran, and that was like
2019.
Andy Cruz. He did better against Moran than Andy Cruz did.
So, all right, let me ask y'all this then. Let's circle back. What do y'all think about this promotion for the Canelo and the Crawford fight? Canelo came out and said flat out he don't want no trash talking. Turkey said some shit about YouTubers. Do anybody know who he was talking about? Was he talking about Jake Paul?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, what do y'all think about the promotion for this? And did y'all know that their first press conference was tomorrow?
Man, I
Nah.
want somebody to slap somebody because just
I
like
know
you were
it's supposed
talking
to be
about
in
the fight.
Saudi. I know
We
it
need
was
some
Tomorrow is
trash talk.
the one
I
They
only
need
knew
to
it because
talk.
Southpaw TV talked about it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
because nobody, like, seriously, I know, like, the diehard hardcore Bud Johnson bosses really want to see it, but it's really like no real demand for the fight. It is.
and that was my point too, Sam. I said there's really no backstory. Like y'all can't give me a fight within like the last 5-10 years with no fucking backstory, no trash talk, no nothing. Like look at, like I said, the Charlo. If he slapped Plant, boom, that's an instant backstory. When Plant tried to run up on Canelo at their press conference, boom, that highlighted the fight. Like for Canelo to sit up here and say he don't want no trash talk, that's gonna make this shit absolute ass.
How many people's
When did he
like,
say that? When did he say that?
is there any sort of buzz?
Hold on, here we go.
In the end in the mid of September, we will have one of the greatest YouTuber fighters.
Huh?
Not YouTuber fighters. Yeah.
Of course. They need to talk and talk chat about the fight because they want to say something. The people know we are great fighters. We want to put a great fucking fight. Yeah. We don't need to talk.
I am sure in the end in the mid of September.
We don't need to talk trash.
But you know what? That Plant, that Caleb Plant fight and Canelo did not pop off until that press conference, right? Until then, nobody really gave a damn about the fight. But once we saw that he tried to slap him, Canelo came back with a 2-piece and a biscuit. Oh yeah, we want to see this fight now. But
That's
if that
because
doesn't
Caleb
happen,
Plant was
that's
talking about
why.
steroids. He was like, the steroids made Canelo mad.
You know,
And if he
Caleb
was
Plant.
all
I
good,
heard
then
that he was
Caleb
talking that
Plant is an
shit.
agitator, so he was agitating the fuck out of Canelo.
Yeah, and that made it fun to watch, right? So I don't know what's gonna happen with this one. I know that they're doing on their own track. So you see Canelo on the dirt bike popping Willie's Easy Money T-shirt. You know what he's doing.
Turkey
You know
probably
what I
made
mean?
him do it.
But we need that in the press conference. I agree with Jack Quinn. We need something to make this
Yeah, I'm not
reverence
trying to
us.
watch no bland ass press conference. And y'all fucking promotion sucks, bro. If I was not doing research to do my show, I wouldn't even know y'all press conference was tomorrow. I'm keeping it a buck.
Facts. Nobody's excited about it.
they,
Nobody's talking about it for it to be the fight of a century. What? It ain't even going to be the fight of this year. Nobody's caring about that shit.
Jack Quinn, go to Turkey's Twitter, and you're gonna see the picture of Canelo and them all having dinner like a little tea party.
Yeah. Oh my god, that is so gay, bro.
I'm looking at this shit. I'm like, really?
Man,
It's so pathetic. It doesn't seem like a fight's being built up.
It doesn't. That's what I'm saying,
It
yo.
don't.
What's up? What's up, Fight Sport? How you doing, babe?
Yeah, I'm doing good, guys. Thanks for having me on, as always. Are you
course.
guys talking about why you just don't want to see
What up?
Crawford versus Canelo?
Well, no, I was actually just mentioning that Canelo was saying he doesn't want any trash talk, and then we were going over why. But I want to also say this.
Wow.
How is it fight of the century when somebody in there is this? I'm not going to give this up, y'all. I'm not going to stop saying this. How is it the fight of the century between two amazing fighters if one of the fighters in the fight is being mistaken for this guy? Talk to me. Somebody talk to me.
Hey,
What is happening?
well, to answer your question, Ty, I'm not calling it the fight of the century. I wasn't crazy about this fight to begin with, so I just said it's going to be better than Canelo's last few fights. So, I mean, anybody, who's saying that is just a Bud super fan, I guess you could say. I'm not going to use the language you guys use, but yeah, it's not as big as they say.
I believe the correct term is, what is it, Tucson? I don't want to misquote you. What is it?
Bud Johnson bouncers.
Bud Johnson bounces. Okay, go ahead, Fight Sport.
Yeah, so I'm not saying it's that big. It's just going to be better than Canelo's last few fights. So I'm all for it. But yeah, I understand people. Not everybody is.
they don't need to do all that trash talking. They don't need, because it's no. These motherfuckers almost 40 years old. And they about to be doing all that shit.
So damn mind. We're not gonna watch that
Hey,
shit.
no cap.
They about to get paid. They about to be like, with the Manny and Floyd talk shit.
They didn't have to.
People
They don't have to
put
for
the
this.
shit behind the scenes.
Yes, they do. That fight had been being built up for 5 years.
5 years, yes.
Nigga, it's Canelo. He gonna do 800 bars regardless, nigga.
That ain't true, bro.
He didn't
That
do
fight
nothing. He
no-
ain't do nothing with Skull. Turkey made Canelo.
How much he do with Lil Charlo?
Like 450 or something like that.
I think it was 600, but bro, his numbers have been on the decline. His fans are mad as hell at him. How many people you think bought that fucking Skull fight? I bet you that shit did less than 60.
We don't even know what time
if you
the
bought
fight
the
is.
second
What
card, you
time
would
are
have
they
bought it
fighting,
too.
y'all?
So
What
I
time are
bought
they
all the cards, bro. I buy every single one of them.
that's what I'm saying.
See,
So we
see
were
the reason
stuck
why I
having
think they ain't
that
gonna be
shit.
talking shit to each other because they don't want to give each other extra motivation.
That sounds stupid as hell.
Well,
That's how it
That
is. It's
sounds
like,
crazy,
somebody's
right?
scared. That
Duh,
means somebody's
it's
scared.
this. You don't want to when you in the competition and you know you're going against a fierce competitor. You're not about to antagonize them to give them extra
So you
motivation.
saying somebody's scared? That's what you
It's not about scared, just being smart about the mental part of the fight. Like Floyd didn't antagonize Manny Pacquiao because he didn't need. He was like, I'm not gonna give him extra motivation. Like Floyd knew when to talk shit to people and when not to. If you watch his press conference, that's part of the mental aspect of the battle.
So then he should do it. So
Pull that
Terrence
out
Crawford
your ass.
should
That
talk
don't make a
noise
bit of damn sense.
since Canelo asking him not to, is what you're saying.
Bella Buttes, I see you.
Canelo don't want to, because when Crawford get motivated to whoop ass, he turned into a different beast.
Oh, child.
That's why he beat the hell out of Spence.
You crazy dog. He beat the hell out of Spence.
Bro, that motivate is energy, dog. That shit is real. You do not want to.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what.
They call it in football. They call it bulletin board.
You ever been punched in the face, bro?
Yeah.
All right. Well, what gets you more motivated for a fight than that?
It depends. You talking about
Well,
two
is somebody gonna
professional
talk shit versus
You talking about two
you're gonna get punched
professional
in the face
athletes
regardless, dog.
where every little grab of the mental, you don't want to give somebody extra motivation.
Yeah, words ain't
That is
gonna do
not.
nothing but piss you off and make you fight dumb. If you ask me.
Exactly.
Some people do, and that's the people you want to talk shit to get them off the
Well,
game.
in terms of no
Some
trash
people
talk, that's
feed
just
off that. They use it. It'd be a plus. Like the
well, in terms of no trash talk, that's just Canelo being Canelo's being a bit of a spoiled diva, but he's been doing this for years. So him saying no trash talk, I mean, when was Crawford's never been the best trash talker, so that's just semantics. So I don't think the no trash talk means the fight's not as big. I mean, the fight's not as big as it could be because, well, many things, but one, Crawford's done nothing since beating Errol Spence. So that's why the fight's not as big.
I mean, if you get Crawford mad, the best trash talking I heard him say is he's going to beat the burritos out of Benavidez. I mean,
He ain't gonna beat the
when you
burrito
got
like
like
a
that.
damn thing.
I don't know. Him saying he's gonna catch Moby Dick, that was pretty good trash talking in the Spence shit. I can't cap. I like Spence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When he said he's gonna reel in Moby Dick.
No, who Crawford told focus on your fight for you don't make it to your fight?
He wasn't even talking to a boxer. He was about to fight when he said that, was he?
No, he was talking to Tank.
No, he was talking to Benavidez.
Oh, Benavidez?
That was before he fought.
That's my favorite Crawford line.
He wasn't talking to Big Ben. No way.
He wasn't talking to David.
Yeah, well, no.
I think he was talking to Jose, maybe.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he was talking to Jose Benavidez. All right.
That's what I'm saying. He was talking a lot of shit. So that gave Crawford the killer mode. That's why he slumped him like that. It did Hank Lundy. He did Hank Lundy dirty because Hank Lundy was talking all that shit. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So
He was gonna do them dirty no matter what, bro.
No, a lot of people are concerned about Crawford's focus, though.
You said what?
I'm hearing a lot of people being a little bit like weary of Crawford's focus because he looks like he's having a semi midlife crisis at about 40. You know what I mean? He's hanging out with Dozy and all that stuff, and that's not who he's always been known for. He's always been known for the family man who don't
That's
drink,
what y'all thought.
And this
So
time
what are
we're
you
seeing a
saying now,
different version of him.
It's fake or
That's what y'all thought.
Woman said
Well,
that
there ain't too many people talking about this fight too often. Oh shit.
Well, and that's the thing, that I'm saying to y'all. There's no press for this shit, and the press conference is tomorrow. So if nobody knew on this panel, and I don't know how many people in the chat knew that their first press conference was tomorrow, how much really press do they think they're gonna get for this shit? How many people
they do it in Saudi Arabia?
And again, but that's not
going to be different.
That's going to be the second one or the third one or whatever the case may be. But again, to my chat, I do apologize because apparently now it's not going to be at Allegiant Stadium again either. So again, where are they fighting?
What? They changed it?
What?
Hold on, Ty.
Oh,
Wait, Ty. Hold on. Could you please repeat that?
Yes, unfortunately, guys, the poster that I posted on my page yesterday, I have to now take down because the fight will no longer be held at Allegiant Stadium anymore.
I don't think you got to take it down. I'm just saying that they're not official. If you go to the Allegiant Stadium website, you don't see no Canelo.
But you seen my post, right? It is an official ring announcement. So I went on there and I went on Boxing 24, and they have it there too. So if it's not there, then Turkey or somebody is giving everybody wrong information, which is why nobody is probably going to even attend this fight because we're 2-3 months out, and nobody even knows where the hell it's being held.
That's what I'm saying. They need to do something. They need to start talking trash. I mean, maybe after they have the press conference tomorrow, they'll start doing it. But
how you having a press conference? We don't even know where the fight gonna be.
That's what I'm saying.
Go buy tickets for this fight and see if you can find it.
If Crawford was to start talking trash, I don't think it would actually build the fight up much. I mean, this fight came out of nowhere because Canelo was saying in the lead up to it before it was announced, he said, I don't want to fight Crawford because I don't make anything. I don't gain anything from it. So it's never going to be that big when one of the guys is saying I don't want to take the fight.
So if Crawford and Canelo start talking trash tomorrow in their press conference, you don't think the fight would be bigger?
not much bigger, maybe a
Nah,
bit.
you're
but
crazy, bro. The Caleb Plant joint went from probably doing about 400 to 700 with the fucking joint, with the conflict at their press conference, bro. It's
This
something
fight's gonna
about
be
fighting.
mega, guys, because they got a lot of the media,
I
big
hope
media.
so.
I bet you they're gonna be on Joe Rogan. You know what I mean? I bet you they're
Yeah.
gonna be on all these big
Yeah,
time.
but that doesn't matter. We need a face-to-face interaction where it looked like y'all actually want to fight. This feel like a damn arranged marriage.
Facts.
If you look at the picture, you're gonna say this looks like an arrangement. Go on Twitter, you're gonna be pissed off.
Hey, Angry.
I thought it didn't matter what it did
The
because
press
Turkey
conference
paying
not
for it.
even
What happened to
gonna be
that?
worth
What happened to
watching.
Turkey got the money to do anything?
Stop it. And he don't have all that money. I wish y'all would stop saying that shit. He don't got no money.
All this time.
Just to respond to D1, the reason I don't think trash talk will change, like when we had the fight for pound years ago between Sergey Kovalev and Andre Ward, the first fight was like there was no trash talk. The second fight they actually hated each other. Like Kovalev was talking about killing Ward, and the fight did actually worse. So if there's no, trash talk can't really make a fight. It can help a fight, but it doesn't make a fight people didn't want to see big.
I hear you there.
Because Canelo is the cash cow. He's the guy who's the face of this damn sport. His reach will go far. His reach, and I see him getting him out of
HLD,
character.
that shit
Will
is
go
over
far.
with. It's over with, HLD. That Canelo
that
stuff
shit's
is
over
over
with.
with. As soon as he went over to Saudi, Turkey literally made Canelo disappear. HLD, how many times have you heard somebody say Canelo Alvarez is 3 times undisputed?
He ain't 3 times undisputed.
He's not 3 times undisputed, is he?
He's 2 times.
I mean, 2
times
times
now.
undisputed. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, nobody cares about that shit.
How many times you heard somebody say that, HLD?
No, that's it. It's not a topic of conversation.
What do you mean? How is Canelo being 2 times undisputed not a topic of conversation if he's the face of boxing?
Because he's been the draw of the game, regardless of what he has on around his waist.
No.
By that HLD, by that logic, Joshua is a bigger face of boxing because he draws more than Canelo.
Facts. Anthony Joshua.
Joshua draws more than Canelo.
He did at one
but
point.
also, Canelo hasn't been involved in, like, after he became undisputed, everybody was talking about Benavidez or Morrell. He fought neither, and the one time that he lost to Bivol, he didn't do anything to regain it. So he hasn't been the face of boxing for several years, and so the idea that he's going to sell this fight out just because he's Canelo, I mean, nobody was talking about the William Skull fight before it happened. So
if this fight happens at Allegiant Stadium, I'll put up 500 to say that damn place will be sold out.
Okay, well, maybe they'll be given away for free.
Stop it, bro.
Sold out.
Hold up.
I
So I'm
think
about to
so,
say
too.
sold out. Not giving tickets out, not comp.
No, they're not giving away no tickets.
Not 50 cents.
You're right, because they already broke.
If I was willing to spend $5,000 and I saw that a lot of tickets were being sold, and they didn't, I know this place is gonna sell out.
I don't even believe that, because how is the tickets being sold to somewhere that's not even booked? You can't believe that.
Brokers end up selling tickets on speculative, and that's how I got in that sense.
That's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life.
Unfortunately, that's how brokers work.
Man, Turkey gonna take it. Ain't gonna matter. Turkey don't care if he lose money.
That's gonna get sold
You gotta
out.
stop saying that shit.
You gotta stop
Y'all gotta
saying
stop
that
saying
shit,
that.
That's what
bro.
y'all been
Because
telling me
if he
this
did
whole
not
damn
care,
time. When I said
hold
Turkey
on,
didn't
no
care
cap.
about
I
it.
never said that, no cap. We was on the same page with that. I don't believe that, and I'm gonna tell you
That's
why I
what the
don't believe
people.
that.
That's the general consensus. So why
He
why
care
it don't
about
matter?
money, bro.
You sound like Bill Haney now. The people.
They're charging people to get into the press
I
conference.
was about to say, how you gonna say that he got money when he's charging people to get in a damn press conference? If that don't scream broke, I don't know what the fuck do.
He trying to make it a
Who's charging
prestigious.
for the press
He trying to make it a
conference?
prestigious.
That nigga
event.
broke, bro. He's broke. Prestigious
I know
event.
one
It's a
thing.
boxing match, man.
That Turkey broke.
The
He
place
fresh
he
out here
gets
from
money from
America.
ain't gonna keep giving it if people don't actually support the shit.
Marky
You need
Dan,
to
what's
see
up?
some sort of return.
The facts have arrived.
Yeah,
Where
right.
are they? They behind you? You left them in the car? Where they at?
Nah, they right with me. You see the name.
Man,
Oh,
you
wait,
know
no.
what your shit. Yeah, look at you. Marky Dan, who do you think runs 140? Who reigns supreme at 147? And Eddie Hearn, is he bugging or not with the shit he did to Richardson, Hitchins? And I'll play the video if you need me to. But mainly right now, we're talking about
Canelo coming out and saying he doesn't want any trash talk for this press conference. And did you know the press conference was tomorrow?
Yeah, I think I did know the press conference was
How the fuck you think
tomorrow.
you know some shit? Come on.
I mean, Canelo could say whatever the fuck he wants. I mean, unless this fight is over there in Saudi, I mean, this fight is in Las Vegas. We don't live in an authoritarian regime, so Buck Crawford can say whatever the hell he wants. Like, you don't got no power over that man. I mean, what is he gonna do? Cancel the fight because Bud talked shit to him? I mean,
it's a
I don't know.
possibility. You know Canelo a diva. You know Canelo a diva.
I mean, he a diva, but he not a bitch. That's two different things. You cancel a fight because somebody hurt your feelings like that. I mean, come on. I don't think Canelo is a bitch like that, respectfully.
Go ahead. What's up, Susan?
Why the hell are you having a press conference in Saudi Arabia for a fight in Las Vegas?
That's a good goddamn question.
I
guess the same reason they have.
Who paying for the goddamn fight?
Who the hell know?
It's as simple as that. The Saudi team is paying for all of this, and they got a show.
This is what's crazy to me.
And they find the press conference in New York.
People, I mean, just because you paying for something, people can't criticize the dumb shit you doing. Like, I don't understand that. And this is why.
No. But you asked the question, why is it happening over there? So
but
I said
the press conference.
Hold
on. Slogan: the press conference tomorrow is going to be in Saudi, so you'll probably just have to obviously watch it on whatever
but
the hell
this is why it's not a big fight, Jab Queen. People don't even have access to it.
Half of y'all didn't even know that the first press conference is tomorrow, and the second one is Sunday. Just in case y'all were wondering.
Oh, it's on Sunday.
The second press conference is June 22nd, which is a Sunday. Yes, it is.
And you gotta pay to get into that one, right? That's the one you gotta pay to get into.
And the one in LA, if I'm not mistaken.
So which one they paying?
It's gonna be hard for them to do if they got other rights going on. We'll see how that goes.
Well, obviously they're not going to charge the one in Saudi because that's over there with his people. But if I'm not mistaken, they're charging for the two ones in America.
Really?
So is he really in Saudi? Because I got that from Southpaw TV. I don't know if that's real.
No, man.
Yeah, no, I looked it up.
I looked it up. The first one is in repeating shit Southpaw told you?
No, it's
scroll the videos coming up on my feed. I don't be subscribed to Southpaw, but his videos be coming on my feed all the time. He in the algorithm.
No, I looked it up. It's in Saudi tomorrow. The 20th is tomorrow, right? Yeah.
You guys know how they were going to say that that July 22nd fight was going to be with an 18x18 ring?
July 12th? You talking about the Berlanga and Shakur fight?
Berlanga's now on Twitter barking at Turkey like, hey, what happened to the ring being 18x18, Turkey?
Shiraz calls the shots. He can't do it. Scary ass.
Hey, L-Dub, I see you. Y'all make sure y'all smash that like button. Hit that cash up for you, girl. I'm looking like a hooker on the paper.
It sounds
I
to
hit
me
the
like
cash app.
Edgar Berlanga wanted to fight in the kiddie pool.
I didn't even see you. Appreciate you,
all
D1.
good.
What you say?
No,
What
it
you
sounds
say,
to me.
Cap? Go ahead. Oh, my bad. Who was that? Marky Dan?
Queen, when you bark at them, they don't want to talk.
Y'all gotta stop this.
I was listening.
Can you hear me?
This shit. I can hear you, Marky Dan. Go ahead.
No, yeah, I was just saying. It sounds like Edgar Berlanga wants to fight in the kiddie pool. Like, why we can't just have a regular 24x24 ring? I mean,
that's not regular, man. The regular ring is 20x20.
What 20x20? Why it gotta be 18x18?
Turkey said he wanted that. Why you think that's Edward Berlanga?
I think he's turning that back too. I saw something too where he said he was taking that back. But hold on. Shout out to D1 in the cash app and shout out to Mr. Altruistic in the cash app. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. Now, what you were saying?
No, I was just about to say, what didn't Jab Queen just say he was complaining to Turkey? Turkey, what happened to the 18x18 ring?
Yeah, he said that 10 minutes ago on Twitter.
There you go. That's why I think it's Berlanga.
Well, Turkey,
but Berlanga didn't say it. Did you say Shakur said that?
Shakur said he's cool with it. He's cool with the 18, but it's Puello and Shiraz.
But it's D1. It's also the fact that you can't change it. We already agreed to something.
No doubt. No doubt. We already had a contract. Now you over here with Tom and Jerry tweets and no running
Yeah,
rules.
like that
Trying to
shit's not
change up.
okay.
Nah, hell no. I ain't cool with
I
that.
don't know. Billy
Zach
Joe
B, I see you. Rebuttal
But
Canelo
this
entertainment.
goes back to
Oh,
what
Zach
Lou.
B.
Canelo was saying
Hey,
that
Lou.
they say
You
one
remember
thing
when
and then it's another, and so what's you see all the boxers are saying it now. Hey, you
Click
said
the
one
link,
thing,
Lou.
Turkey, and now you're saying another thing. What is
Boxing, I
it?
see you.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
mean, they could change that ring size down to the week of the fight. You remember when Billy Joe Saunders threatened to pull out if Canelo didn't change the ring size the week of the fight?
Yeah, well, they can
So
if all parties
that
agree.
stuff is negotiable.
If
All that stuff is negotiable.
Well,
if
then
it's
why do
not
you even
already in the
publish it?
contract,
This is what I'm talking about with Turkey. Why publish things that are not true?
that's what I'm saying.
Because
Yeah, I
he's
got
trying to
something.
control the narrative.
I mean, listen, he's from a country where they don't even they just started letting women drive. They don't
Yeah,
let those
you
women
ain't
educate
even
themselves. So I mean,
facts.
yeah,
Jack,
like
you
he
ain't
Facts,
push
getting in
it
bro.
like
trouble with it, girl. You
his
gotta be
entire country is
nice.
built on
Ty,
propaganda.
You can't have
So
no YouTube over there. They don't even know what to do with
exactly.
strong females. They're like, what the fuck is
Listen,
going on here?
Nah,
You
I
they
think
ladies
put
it's
talking
funny.
strong
clean.
females in
Let them come to
jail.
WWE.
I
No
think it's
doubt.
funny how
That's
people
like a
casually
big
say
deal
that
over there.
and then see the
hold
things
on,
Turkey will
y'all. One
do.
at a time. What you were saying, Tucson?
I think it's funny how people casually say stuff like that and then just don't
Uh-huh.
see the shit Turkey be doing and what be going on and not. You know what I'm saying? Because for you
That's
to
a
think
fact.
you just gonna dictate and change the ring after everybody's already agreed to something is wild to me. And everybody was just gonna let it be okay, which is
Hey,
even
that's
They want
wilder
to
Saudi
to
get
me.
with Turkey.
lifestyle.
That's what they get. That's what I'm going to
Yeah.
Well, here,
I want
okay,
to
so
go over
here's the
there.
problem, right? So here's the problem, right? I don't know where Turkey even got that notion from. I suspect it came from the Big Eye Bandit, right? Of changing a ring size that this person's running and this person's running. But as I've said before, what are you going to do to really stop them? What are you going to get in there with them and make them fight? Like, if this is their style or this is how they, I mean, not even, we won't say running, okay? We'll say lateral movement. If they use excessive lateral movement, what are you really going to do to stop them?
You can't. You know what the real problem is, though, Ty? People are fucking sellouts, and they can be bought, and money will make them do anything. It's crazy. People don't stand on shit. They ain't got no
What do you
morals or principles.
What do you mean by that, though?
Let's keep it a buck.
Like this guy
A-Side
throws some
Privilege
money
usually
at
come.
you, that's working. They're literally taking it off for some dough. This guy comes around with money, and they'll just let him do anything. Oh, you want to change the ring size? Oh, that's fine. You want to do this? Oh,
I
that's
mean, but
fine.
that stuff is normal in boxing. Like we've
Yeah,
seen
that's some
A-Side
sellout
do
shit.
this all the time. Like we
Nah,
They
saw
just
you're a
Chavez
they
do
turkey
it.
change the
worker
ring
too, aren't
size
you?
after
Chavez used
you
to
agree
put
all the
soft
time.
ring mats.
Yeah,
What you
you
say?
can't agree to something and then tell me something different. This is the problem that people are having with him and the money.
Facts.
You can't tell me one thing and then turn around and say, "Oh, I'm not going to pay you this. I'm going to pay you this." It doesn't work like that. I don't know who he needs to talk to, who needs to teach him how to do business in America, but that's not how we do business.
I mean, if
Turkey ain't doing
Tiafimo
business.
said
He
himself he
dictating.
didn't
It's
sign
his
no
way or the highway.
contract,
You either
then
going to hold
that's
hands with him or you going to hit the road.
yeah, respectfully.
I
I
ain't
mean, yeah,
holding shit.
yeah, that's it.
Forget about
And
that
that's
hand.
crazy.
Fuck
Just
out of here with
accept it,
that.
huh? Yeah, okay, Just
You got
bend
to
over
walk
and
down
take
the
it.
aisle. You got to walk down the aisle with Turkey and say them vows. Or you out the circle.
If you'll
Exactly.
if
I
you'll
can't
We
believe
hold
saw
I
his
Frank
said
That
hand,
Warren do
boy
the
you
say
got
walk.
a
We saw
price
exactly.
for
Eddie Hearn
anything.
take that walk.
every
We
time.
saw
Any
goddamn
fucking
Bud
thing.
Crawford
If
take the
you'll
walk.
hold that man's hand
I
on
mean, listen,
camera, you got a price.
I
Damn,
mean,
that's a
that's
that's
true.
fact.
I could see that.
So,
We already
okay,
know how
let me
T
ask
T
y'all.
Diddy get down.
Stop it.
Hey, Crawford
Let me
Nah,
helmet
ask
I
is
them.
just
nice
think
and
Tio.
tight.
Not only that, like I just think Tio is a punk. Like yeah, y'all
This
giving
app
him the
is
benefit of the
trash,
doubt.
bro. It
I
keeps
think he's a
kicking
Okay,
punk.
my
did
shit
y'all
off.
hear? Let me ask y'all something. Did y'all hear Brian Norman Jr.'s comments after he won the fight?
No, I heard the senior comments. I actually did a video about that. I didn't hear what Junior said.
I
Junior
heard him
said,
say when the storm is coming,
yeah, when the
people take
storm is
their
coming,
boots and
people
run.
put on their boots and run. So now, obviously, he's throwing shots at Boots, right? Making an assumption that, he had an amazing performance. So now he's, Boots is somehow scared of him and moving up to 154. Obviously, well, I don't know what y'all think, but obviously, I think that if you were presented with an opportunity 3 different times, you didn't take them either time. What makes you think if I spin the block again, now you will take my offer. And I don't think that Boots needs to extend another offer because it's already like, listen, I've already tried to fight you numerous times. You didn't want to fight me. It's obvious there's no amount of money that can get you in the ring with me. You just rather, as I told you earlier, HLD, hit your wagon to my star. What? I mean, obviously there's no response that I feel Boots should make, but what do y'all feel his angle is besides still clout chasing? Because there's plenty of fights for him now at 147. He can fight Devin. He can fight Rolly. Rolly is a champion. I mean, those two don't have no fights right now. Ryan's somewhere playing with his damn hand. Mario Barrios has a fight coming up, obviously, and he just fought. So the next available opponent would be who? Stop that. We're not going to slander people over here. We don't know that. We don't know that.
I know that.
I think
how the hell you know that? Are you his drug dealer? How you know that, Marky Dan?
Buddy just be saying.
Jab Queen.
I seen the man doing drugs. Go ahead.
You seen him doing drugs? Well,
because he was standing right next to him on his body
on
brown
camera
shit.
when the man was gambling. Man was snorting coke.
Oh,
You want me to get you the goddamn link? Go ahead, Stu said.
Who was snorting coke?
Stop it.
Ryan.
Who do you think? Ryan
A lot of them
Garcia.
boxers snort coke. I mean,
Anyway,
anyway.
I got
Okay,
Boogyman
why
that
is the
snorting
problem when I
that
call
video.
out Ryan Garcia for doing it?
It's not a
got
problem.
Boogyman
I thought you
doing
was talking about
that video on
steroids.
video, but I never seen Ryan.
I thought you was talking about steroids, Marky.
What you was getting ready to ask me?
I don't know. Apparently,
Toussaint,
Jab Queen think I'm slandering the man when I'm.
Because you always
facts.
slandering
Like,
some
hey,
damn body.
That's
Go
our
ahead,
relationship.
Toussaint. What you was saying? Allegedly.
I was saying
Go
it's either
ahead.
two things, Jab Queen.
Thank you,
Either
2 cents. Because
they were trying to wait him out, or they just didn't have no intentions of fighting him. It was one of those two things, because I can't see how anybody at this point, after people been crying for Boots to go to 54, and now that he's going to 54, they want him to stay at 47. I'm like, if y'all
Tell
don't
me
leave
about
this
it.
man alone,
Talk
if y'all
about
don't leave
it.
this man alone, bro, like
It's the most ridiculous shit in the world to me.
And
I
then
don't
that's just go with the territory, because Boots the elevated. He in the real with Tank. He in the promised land where Tank resides now.
It's not his fault that didn't Bud
He
drop his
everybody. He
belt.
ducked T.O. He ducked Virgil Ortiz. He ducked Brian Norman.
Hold on a second.
Who ducked Virgil Ortiz?
Wait a second.
That's what they all saying. I'm not saying he did. That's what they all been saying. He ducked everybody this whole year.
It actually makes perfect sense. No cap. It actually makes perfect sense what Boots is doing, because when he was offered the Virgil.
Man, this fucking app.
You on mute, Fight Sports?
Man.
I didn't mute myself.
No, okay. I put him on mute because I was trying to talk and everybody kept talking over me. So I put him on mute.
Oh, my bad.
The point that I was trying to make was I don't see how people can, and I get it. Whoever just said he was emailed the championship or a belt. Isn't that because Bud dropped his belt?
Yeah.
Yes, the IBF.
Okay then.
That's how
All
he
right
became
then.
champ.
So then why is everybody running around here talking like he's scared of somehow? Because if I'm not mistaken, he was chasing Bud punk ass for a fight. Was he not?
Actually, he avoided Bud once.
Absolutely.
Oh, stop this.
HLD, stop. HLD, stop.
And he's about to do the same thing at 154 when he goes to fight Tellis for an interim belt. Wait for Bud to drop the 154 WBA
HLD, carry your ass.
Hold on. Who
and become a two-time
email
email champion.
The man
One at a
offered
time,
Virgil a
guys.
fight in August. He said, "No, I'm not going to be ready." They offered September. They still said no. So whose fault is that?
It's all Boots' fault. It's going to be Boots' fault because he's the star. You become a star. This is coming with the territory.
I think Brian
Virgil
Norman
is
Sr. is gonna look foolish if he tries to push this Boots is ducking narrative and running narrative.
Well,
I
he's
think he's gonna
already
look
trying
foolish.
to with the information that he said.
He ain't got no choice now.
It's actually perfect, 2 cents. He could say whatever he want because they're not going to have to fight Boots. The boy is going to be up at a whole nother weight class.
No, that's
They've
true.
already built up a decent media environment that is supportive of that type of narrative.
But to
No,
her
that's
point,
true.
that's what we're talking about. That's what she's. I don't know if that's what she's trying to say, but what I'm saying is that's the whole point. Why are y'all still chasing this man when you had 3 opportunities to fight him and you did not take not one of them?
You ain't never heard of clout chasing, my dear Jab Queen?
You know I have, and I hate that. That's my point. I can't stand them hitching their name to somebody else's because it's always going to be some sort of comparison when you're not doing nearly as good. We've already talked about we don't think that Brian Norman Jr. could beat a Karen chicka, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, whatever.
Chicka.
His name Chukachan or something.
Karen beat a lot of welterweights.
Y'all trying to make me feel crazy.
Y'all gotta put some respect. His name is Corinne, man. It's not Karen.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
His name is Corinne.
My bad, no cap. What's that, your cousin or something? Chill out.
That man
No, Tom Porter said it on his podcast. That's the only reason I know.
Great warrior that deserves.
Tom Porter said it on his podcast.
Kareem. It's not neither of that. It's Kareem, but
can you say
well, listen, y'all know what the hell we talking about, damn it. I thought it was Tusi.
Yeah, he fights like a Karen, though.
Norman Senior cannot admit that when Eddie Hearn sent them those offers, Top Rank was not ready to send their champion to go fight Boots. He was not ready. Outside of everything else, Norman Jr. was not ready to fight Boots last year.
Facts.
He ain't ready to fight him this year. I don't give a damn. No, he's not. Just because he beat Jin Sasaki or whatever the fuck his name is, don't mean that he's ready for the life of the goddamn Boots.
Disrespectful.
He's more ready than he's ever been.
HLD.
You mean confidence-wise? Maybe confidence-wise.
That's how you mean that he's ready for it. I bet you Top Rank sees that he's ready for it.
HLD, how you see Brian Norman beating Boots? How you see that fight going?
No different than I see the way.
No, answer the question.
No different than what I thought Chicka give him problems.
Yeah, but Karen's a crafty fighter, bro. You guys make.
I mean, Boots is not a proven fighter. I don't know where you guys get this thing that he's like super elite. He's a non-proven fighter. He was about to be like Munguia, break Mayweather's record, fighting a whole bunch of trash cans.
What would make him elite? Who would make him elite?
Fighting someone of his same stature.
Tio not gonna make him
elite. If you were about to say Tio, bro, that's crazy.
Tio definitely not gonna make him elite.
And I don't think Brian Norman would either.
Anybody on his resume.
Did Mikey Garcia make Earl Spence elite?
Shit.
HLD?
Man, I think.
What the bring from 140?
Man, I think Boots would split Brian Norman's head over.
It's irrelevant now because he had 54. So let's talk about who he fight at 54. I don't want to talk about shit that ain't happening.
It's not even official yet. Who knows what's going on behind the scenes? Because until he drops those belts, I'm not saying he's at 154.
No, I hear you. I bet you it's going to be like Knight Rider said in the comments. It's going to be Tio versus Brian Norman. They already tried to make the fight once, but Tio
it's going to be Tio versus Dev.
When they offered
Devin Haney made a flight
out
out there.
$200,000. He wasn't going to take that fight. Now that was Tio for $902 million.
Yeah, Tio not taking no Devin fight, bro. He literally out here on punch drunk, fucking telling the world he's straight. He ain't taking that shit. He ain't fighting.
No, I said Devin versus Norman. I said Devin versus Norman, not Tio. Tio is scared.
Why the hell wouldn't Devin fight Tio fight Devin? I don't understand what his problem is. Why doesn't he want to fight?
He's a goddamn duck.
That's all.
He wants
he's
to be
scared of getting
10-2.
That's all.
Simple as that.
Nobody want to chase that kid around the ring.
No damn track star.
Devin is not getting
no, listen, y'all. I think that maybe Devin needs another tune-up for his tune-up, and then maybe he might be ready to get in there with somebody for real. Other than that, you are right. He is finished. But I don't. He's too young to be finished, man. He got some more.
Man, that just sounds
like my OG William
Y'all can't say that
says,
though. Y'all got to see Devin in another fight for real. Y'all really can't say that.
They're not putting them. Listen, them promoters ain't gonna spend the money on putting one of their bigger name guys in the ring with Devin Haney to watch what we just seen with Jose. Like that's what's not gonna happen.
But so man.
So you wouldn't take seven figures to for some track work?
Yeah,
you wouldn't take, especially when you just made $800,000 in your last fight.
Who's doing that? Where's the money coming from?
From the sounds of it, Turkey.
Well,
Devin, man, you're not. Man, Turkey
that's the only chance.
He wasn't honoring his contract with Tio to make the fight happen.
Yeah, like what, bro? There's no money in this shit like you guys think there is. What promoter's gonna pay Devin his overinflated salary to get in there and chase this kid around the ring? This shit's a wrap for him. Not having fights,
y'all talking too crazy.
Not having two.
Hold on, you gotta wait your turn.
Just cut me the fuck off, bro. Like this shit, crazy fucking work by you guys. Like real shit. Bro, nobody's paying this fucking kid to chase him around the ring. He has a very overinflated salary. When you don't have a 3-fight deal or a 2-fight deal with one of these promoters, you'd go out there and do what he just did with the Jose Ramirez kid. They're not going to be putting their all-stars in the ring because they know Devin's got athletic-ass feet. He can run around and throw 3 more jabs than you around and win fights like that. The problem is nobody wants to pay for that shit. Nobody wants to see that shit. That kid's screwed from being a free agent his whole life. I promise.
Come on, D1. You out here
D1
trying
said
to.
something. Let me ask you a question.
I want those Norman
Everybody,
fights.
hold on. Let Frequent talk his shit. What's up, Frequent?
Yeah, D1, you out here tripping, bro. You out here giving people excuses to try to duck Devin Haney, bro.
Oh
He
my
already
God.
said
Devin Haney did that to
he
himself.
said he made the ring smaller, so you can't
Hold on,
use that
D1. Let him
excuse no
finish.
more, bro.
Oh my
You can't use that excuse no more. Ain't no running. The ring is smaller now, so you can't get nobody an excuse talking about he gonna run around the ring so nobody want to put their fighter in there and all of that stuff. The ring's smaller, man. Let's get it.
Hey, the ring is no longer smaller. They took that back.
Yeah, they recanted that.
Well, learn how to cut off the ring then. It shouldn't be, it don't matter if it's smaller or bigger anyway, because you gotta, if you don't know how to cut off the ring, you don't know how to cut it off in a small ring or a big ring. It don't matter.
So here's the thing though, Frequent. I get
Devin
what
and
you're
Bryan,
saying.
just so you know. I want Devin and Bryan. It's a fight I want.
So Frequent, here's the thing, right? And I hear you learn how to cut off a ring and all that good shit, right? But why are you running to begin with?
It's not running. It's people only call it running who don't know how to cut off the ring. That's their remedy for it. They can't cut off the ring, so they say, "Oh, he running from me. He can't stand right in front of me and bang with me."
Nah, bro,
Because you
that's
don't got
excessive.
because you got
You
bad
know
feet.
it.
It's a part of
You
boxing.
know
They
you
supposed
up
to
here
teach you that.
bullshitting.
They supposed to teach you that in the gym, bro. Tank know how to cut off the ring. When Frank Martin was out there using lateral movement, what Tank do? Tank cut off the
Guys
ring.
ain't getting
And
cut
when he
off,
think
bro.
he
Some
escaping
guys
to
that
out the
come there
right,
to
then
move,
Tank
it's
make him flinch and
impossible,
get
bro.
back in where he's supposed to be at. Cut off the ring.
Tank has never faced a runner. Stop
You
it.
know what it is, bro.
Man,
Listen, some
Frank
guys, if
Martin
they
was
come in there with the intention to
moving. That's
move,
all Frank
then
Martin
you
was
ain't gonna
doing. He
be able
ain't
to
even
cut them
fight
off.
like he
Hold
usually
on,
fight. He
one
was
at
scared.
a time, guys. If everybody's talking, who's listening? One at a time.
I'm listening.
Finish
Yeah,
your shit, Frequent.
don't cut me off, D1. You cry when I come up here and say one little thing, but you want to keep cutting me off.
Don't accuse him of crying. Just talk your shit, man, and hurry up.
Man,
Yeah,
why you so heavy handed with one
Damn, I
sided?
like this girl. I like her.
No, they supposed to teach you that in the gym, man. You supposed to know how. You supposed to learn how to cut off the ring in the gym, and they don't train for that because they flat-footed, and all they know is just coming forward and trying to bang it out, and that's why they always lose when they fight somebody athletic and slick. Because they don't know how to cut off the ring. They can try all these different tactics to try to make the ring smaller and all of that stuff. It's never going to help them.
Devin Haney sucks, man. Get over it. I'm tired of this shit. He was boring when he don't run. He boring when he runs.
Facts.
Go ahead. I'm going to land my plane. Y'all going to make me burn my rice.
No, listen, bro. Listen, Jose was cutting the ring off. He just wasn't throwing no punches. But some guys, if they're coming to avoid you and you can't cut that off, bro. There is no cutting it off. They're just gonna keep moving. You can say all the bullshit you want. They're supposed to teach you that in the gym. All these guys should know how to cut a ring off, and I agree with you. And I want Devin to have fights. I'm just simply saying what it's gonna be. The OG William Old School told me that shit months ago. They ain't gonna put their guys in there to fight him, man. It's gonna be tough for him to get fights. Why do you think Bill's out here with
So
that
they
list?
all going to duck then. They ducking?
Around the ropes on all four corners of the ring is not lateral movement bullshit. Let's stop that cat. Let's stop the cat. All right, that's not
It's
boxing.
ducking no matter what the reason is. You don't want to get in the ring with him. If you don't want to get in the ring with him, it's ducking.
Do I have to mute people? One at a damn time. Frequent,
Throw
go
him in the
cook your
back,
damn
Queen.
rice. No, I'm
Throw him in the back. They the rice.
That corny ass
I'm cooking them. They the rice, Queen.
Devin Haney shit. Okay, so Haney fighting Norman next. Norman ain't gonna. Is he gonna fight Norman next year?
Norman going duck. Norman going duck.
They ain't ducking though.
He
You
gonna
said
feel one of
Norman's
them
gonna
punches
duck?
and it's over.
This
He
guy's
ducked
hilarious.
Boots, didn't he?
Oh my
It'd
god.
be fun. You know what? He didn't even officially drop the belt. It'd be real funny if Boots say double back and say, "Yeah, I'm gonna take one last
Yeah,
fight there. What's up?" and
facts,
see what they
frequent.
say.
Let's see. Let's see what he say then. Shit.
I really hope so. But let me say this. Frequent.
Oh, hey, Thomas.
Hey, how you doing, Jack Queen? Hey, shout out to HLD, No Cap, my main man Marky Dan, historian, D Wonder family, and my
Facts,
man
Mega
Frequent
Man.
Fire. If you say it that way, dog, the facts, Mega Man. I'm gonna say this one right here. Hey, when Shakur did it, did you not say it wasn't quote unquote track star material? And if it was track star material for him, why was it a master class for Devin? That's all I would like to know. And then while you up there thinking on that answer, just watch your behavior on this panel. Whenever it go towards Devin, indirectly or directly, you're gonna overtalk every person on here, including the host. And I'm out.
Tommy done hopped up here, Cap. And
He
he
came
done
up
capped and
here.
then hopped
Yeah, I
off.
love Tommy
Hey,
L to death. I
Jack
love him to
Queen.
death, but that was a lot of capping.
Yeah.
Was it this young man who was in your DMs barking at you about Devin and Bill and all that shit? I bet it was him.
Nah.
Frequent was one of the people in my damn DMs popping his shit. Yes, he was. He definitely was.
Under a different name, at least he's under this one.
Oh no, frequent come under his real name. He don't hide. Frequent, that's one thing about frequent. He ain't gonna hide. He coming straight at me. And that's okay. I got my raid ready for him. And that bootleg drone he
How dare you
driving.
talk to my daddy like that? Leave Bill Haney alone.
Yes, frequent was definitely one of them. You know, you can't ask him that, queen. Get the hell on, frequent. But you know, frequent's my guy, so I just let him spaz out because I knew he was gonna have a
Shame how y'all
meltdown.
talk about your own people, man. It's just a shame.
All I gotta say is Devin make the B Norm fight, then I don't want to hear nothing.
First of all, he said that Brian Norman was asked, so I don't even know if he wants to fight him. And then he also said that Brian Norman was pricing himself out. I have a question for you, Frequent. How does a champion price himself out of a fight with you, with your bareness? Because you don't got no damn belt, no nothing.
Because Devin the A side though. Because Devin the A side.
Devin the A side with no belt. How does that even work?
Because he more accomplished than B Norm is and everything. We talking about an undisputed 2-division champion right here. B Norm just got the belt.
Don't none of them trinkets mean shit.
He just making a name for himself. Devin already got a name.
Once again, you exposed it. That has nothing to do with who's the A side.
One at a time. One at a time.
Let me explain. Belts have nothing to do with who's the A side for one. And Devin Haney is not a draw to demand make any demands of anyone.
Oh, I'm sorry, somebody speaking.
Devin Haney doesn't have the drawing power to demand anything. And Brian Norman is actually
Brian Norman is the draw. Brian Norman is the draw.
He's becoming a bigger. He has more momentum than Devin does right now. Yes. He doesn't need Devin. Devin needs him. To be honest,
Devin Haney is such a draw that last
no,
year
he needs Devin.
First bid, not even Eddie Hearn bidded on it. And the fight was going to get him only $1.5 million. That the guy decided to vacate his belt versus Sandor Martin. That's how much of a draw he is.
Well, what are you doing?
No, that Sandor Martin fight wasn't where it was at though. That wasn't nobody want to see that, bro.
He's a superstar. It doesn't matter who he fights. He should be able to command that dollars because it's Devin the Dream Haney, right?
No, that's Tank that be fighting them dudes that don't know.
All them guys on that fucking list don't got a contract from him if he's such a big A side.
Hey,
I didn't say he the A side to everybody, but he definitely the A side to B Norm.
Oh, he is. What's up, OG? Shit.
Man, I got tired of hearing old Scooter talking with his Osterine. Go back there and give Ryan some more Osterine, bro. Be quiet.
Jake the Snake Roberts.
Well, look, nobody is going to pay Devin. After that last performance, let's face it, Eddie Hearn, Bob, all of them were complaining about overpaying that dude to begin with and losing money on him. Now that he pulled that last performance, you think they're going to pay for that 5 punches a round? Really?
Hell no, they're not going to pay. Turkey
paid. Chase this dude to make a fight? No, bro. Nobody's paying that dude that shit. He's going to have to go in there. He's going to have to take a lot less money. He's going to have to fight somebody and show that he's willing to fight again. And if he doesn't show he's willing to fight, they're not going to pay him.
No, those dudes you named, they're not paying nobody. They don't want to pay nobody nothing.
Especially him.
No, Turkey is the one. He's the one. His Excellency is the one that's putting up the bread.
Too. That's why
He's the one who backing Devin. So whoever fight Devin gonna have a big payday.
How many more paydays? You
Maybe
think
they're gonna
Turkey's
get a
give
big
out?
payday, but he ain't.
Like real shit.
No, Devin gonna get more than B Norm if they fight.
TKO?
I doubt it.
Where we at?
Man, I hope Bill dumb enough to make that B Norman fight because I want to see Devin carry out like Sasaki was on that stretcher.
That was brutal.
Sasaki, Nagasaki, or whatever his name is a bum. Yo, I don't know. Y'all giving him all this credit for knocking out a bum.
Sasaki better than Devin Haney.
You out of your mind, whoever just said that.
One at a time.
Sasaki better than Devin Haney, and I'll prove it.
How?
Sasaki.
What did Ryan do to Devin whack ass? Same thing.
Use
Sasaki
Ostarine.
like a better version of Ryan.
Use Ostarine.
Put his hands up and throw the left hook. Ryan Chan be all in the air when he throw the left hook.
Hell yeah.
All he do is throw them left hooks like a motherfucker. That's one thing he can do is throw that left hook.
Come on,
we know
man.
Devin eat left hooks for breakfast.
B Norm got put down by a bum.
Yo, Brian got stunned a couple times.
So did Aduna Mason when it was. That's what happens early in the career when you fight.
Because the way y'all talk about it, so did Devin. Everybody sitting up here talking about Ryan ain't this, Ryan ain't that. So if that's the case, frequent, so did Devin.
No, he cheated, Queen. Y'all always try to leave out the Ostarine. Come on,
Y'all
y'all.
about Devil Diaz, but he was on Devin Haney ass, and he like a fucking 5'3" midget.
Y'all stay trying to leave out.
He was on Devin Haney ass.
Hey, Tommy, why you come back after you done captain then hopped off? Now you back.
I came back. I'm glad you mentioned. I was quiet, but you said that because first and foremost, Marky Dan, the truth teller right here, said I was capping. Mickey Freaky, if you want to address me, you address me in your native tongue. Dog. I'm like the man over your name, right? I'm no cap. And then second,
tell no lies this time, though, bro.
Hey, Jab Queen, who threw less punches in the fight? Was it the Haney Ramirez fight, or was it the Shakur De Los Santos fight?
Oh, that's a good one.
It was Haney. I believe it was.
It was the Shakur. Nah.
No, it wasn't. It was the Shakur fight.
He was running in that fight.
The Devin Haney fight.
Did Devin have a broken hand? Did Devin have a broken hand?
That's how y'all be capping so hard. That's how y'all be creating y'all own little narratives. The Devin Haney and Ramirez fight, it was more combined punches thrown in that fight more than it was more than the punches that was thrown in the Rolly Romero and Ryan fight.
Hold on, William. Let him finish, William. Go ahead, frequent.
It was more punches thrown in that fight than the Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia fight. It was more punches thrown in the Devin Haney fight than the Canelo and Skull fight. It's like 5 fights that's above his fight. You know,
there's only 3.
It's like
that's
5.
Number 4. It's number 4.
I got the link, bro. I got the link.
How many of them throwing punches landed?
Let me see it.
I got receipts.
That's number 4. Let me see it.
Man, the Devin Haney fight broke the Shakur record. Then the following day,
no, it didn't. That's a lie.
Drop the facts and the receipts on these boys, please.
No, I thought it was 5 more punches in the Devin Haney Jose fight than there was in the Shakur Edwin in the Edwin.
I thought it was 5 less. It's 5 more. I thought it was 5 less.
Oh shit! I could be wrong. Let me see the facts then.
No, it's 5. It's 5 more. That's what it's 5 more. So that's.
I thought it was more.
You know what he's saying, right?
It
was 5. It was 500.
I don't even know how the fuck that
works. It was 507 punches combined thrown in the Haney Ramirez fight.
We're talking about landed.
Man, old school. Did his ass have a broken hand during that press conference when he called him a bitch and said he was gonna stop him? I don't think so.
Who?
Shakur.
Well, according to what they say, he had a broken hand that fight.
He's trying to be slick using the total amount thrown, but we're not talking about the total amount landed. That's the record that Shakur has. And then until Devin Haney broke it with the least amount of the punches landed in a 12-round championship fight. I mean, a
So I
12-round
was
fight.
right. So I was right. It was Devin.
Man, that's
And
cap.
then
I done
Skull
seen
Canelo
Robert
broke
Easter
No,
down
that's
versus
not true,
the
bro.
least
That's not
amount of
true, man.
Have
That's
y'all ever
not
seen
true.
Robert Easter
Okay,
versus
hold on.
what's his name? Bartholomew?
Don't nobody
Like
give a
there
damn
was
about that.
on.
We're talking about the punches thrown by Devin. What are you talking about, Marky Dan?
No, he said that's the least total punches landed in a 12-round championship fight. I'm calling cap. I watched
You know what
Rigondeaux
he's
versus
means about.
Casemiro.
You
It
know what he's
definitely
talking
I
is
about.
cap.
saw Rigondeaux versus Casemiro, bro. Ain't no way.
It was only like Canelo, Alvarez, and Skull broke Shakur's record because they got the
Y'all just
lowest.
saying crap, man. Y'all just saying crap.
Well, I'm in front of my
Just the
PC.
crap out of young
I'll let
black
you know.
I'm
brothers like
looking for
Devin
the link
Haney.
to the ConcuBox list now. I'm looking for it now. Hold on.
Devin Haney versus
Man,
Ramirez.
y'all always do this trivia shit, dog.
Always.
Don't put like this.
The link is pinned.
Haney's garbage.
So now
His
we
career
call it
garbage.
hitting gloves and arms, landed punches, right? Is that what I'm hearing?
The shoulders
I
are
mean,
counted.
no,
If he
we
punched the
going
shoulders,
off
it's
of
counted as a punch.
Hold on. The Cardinals says that Haney versus Jose threw 9 more than Ryan versus Rowley. What's the we was asking about the stats of Shakur's fight, but that's fine. So punches thrown doesn't necessarily indicate where the fight took place and how it carried out. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
that's a fact.
about. Mm-hmm.
That's a fact, right?
And is the wizard. So
That's what I was saying. It was more. They threw more punches than Ryan and Rowley. They threw more punches than Canelo and
Yeah, but
Skull. They
Ryan
even
and
threw more.
Rowley.
They even threw more punches than Deontay Wilder and Joseph Parker. They threw because they on the
What fight
list.
was better?
Those are the 4 fights that's in front of. It's 4 fights in front of Devin Haney and
Aspen,
Shakur.
you're a racist.
Dude. Yeah, but which one? We gotta think
Nothing.
about like what Ant just said, bro. With some fights can have less punches and be way more exciting. Like we gotta put that shit in the context, bro. Fights with lower amounts of punches, if they're harder punches, they could be way more exciting than what the fuck we seen with Devin and Jose running around the fucking ring.
That's what I'm
That shit
saying.
was
Tank is
crazy.
always low output, but his fights ain't never
Tank
boring.
always got a few punches, no doubt. He's one of the lowest
I mean,
outputs
I
there
don't
is,
know.
if
That
not the
Rolly fight
lowest.
was pretty
The
boring until
Shakur
he
fight
put
was
him
for
to
a
bed.
championship fight.
It
That
was.
was the record for a championship. That's the key part. That it was for a championship fight.
Yep, the
Well, Devin
WBC
fights is all
championship
all
too.
Devin fights are boring.
The
They like that's the new
WBC
thing.
chip, man, it means a lot to all the casuals. They love that green belt. That's supposed to be the most prestigious. You're out there not punching in that fight. Kind of whack to me. I
And
want to
Devin
see
is just an
action.
overrated hype job, man. You got to come to terms. We've seen hype jobs come and go, and Devin's time is up. It was good. It's only so long you can pretend.
I don't say it's up, but I think
I can't call him
Bill
a
needs
hype
to
job.
be honest to himself and rebuild his son. Stop fucking around. Rebuild your son, get his confidence back, and then let's get to it. But he wants to just get that payday, and he's gonna fuck it up for the young man.
And that's what it is, bro. You fuck around and get irreversibly damaged chasing those paydays because the guys you're chasing for those paydays, they ain't fucking playing. Brian Norman Jr. is punching on a different level. I watched his shit 6, 7 fights in a row. And no matter what, every fight he's in, he's thunder cracking these dudes. They're feeling them punches, bro. You can't go getting into that fight 2 fights after the Ryan. If you ask me, you need to get this kid like running,
Put
bro.
their business out there. They're broke, man. Eddie Hearn put
No
the
doubt.
Haney's business out there. They're
No
desperate. They spent all their Ryan
Hey,
Garcia
Jack.
money. The house that they had in Vegas is up for sale. Bill's now living in New York. Devin is in Miami in a condo. I mean,
Yeah, dog.
they need that paycheck.
Yeah. What
See, the
happens?
reason
They
why I call
ice
Devin
them,
Haney a
ice
hype
them
job is
out.
because they hyped him up to be
Yeah,
this
no.
Mayweather level masterclass type of boxer. He ain't got none of them skills.
No facts.
He
Like
can't
these
even beat
guys
up
all.
Jose. He can't even beat up
I just
JoJo
put that
Diaz.
link in the
He can't even
private chat,
do a
Queen. Can you see
masterclass from
that?
JoJo Diaz.
Let's
He can't even
face
do a
it, bud. Devin
masterclass
needs
from
to
old
get
ass
back in the
Gamboa.
ring and have a good performance if he wants money. Because he can't. Nobody's gonna pay him for what that last fight, bro. Nobody is gonna want to pay that dude.
The only thing he can get the fans is getting knocked out by Brian Norman. If he could do that, that'd be a good payday. That'd be a good event. It had to satisfy the fans. All the fans want to do is see him get knocked out.
His daddy should have thrown the towel in.
He should have threw the towel. I've been saying that, Bill.
Hey, Queen, you see that link? I put that link in the.
Chill out. I was reading it, bro. I'm about to pull it up right now. I was reading it. Chill out.
I thought
Can
it's
everybody see the
540.
screen?
Wow.
Can everybody see the screen?
Yeah, you ain't
Okay.
sharing it though. I don't see it.
You don't see it?
There's nothing on the
No,
screen.
we don't see it.
No, William's saying he can just see the screen. Period. He didn't,
Yeah,
he didn't
that's
know
what
you
I
were
meant.
asking about a link.
Oh,
That's
I'm
not bad.
sorry. Okay.
Yeah, nah, yeah, you weren't sharing it. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, remember, I'm old as shit.
Bang,
No,
yeah.
no. It's
That's my
probably
OG.
there. It is. Okay.
A
Can y'all see
Canelo
this?
152, 293, 445. Yep. Wilder
Hold on, I
Parker.
ain't capping.
He stopped Wilder before 460. Golly. I don't want to see Champ get beat no more by no fucking bums.
Well, I don't want to see Wilder back in the ring,
That's what
period.
I'm saying, dog. I don't want to see him get beat up by nobody.
See, that's a narrative that people putting out there talking about Devin Haney broke the record for the least amount of punches, but he actually number 5 with all of those fighters above him. All of those
The
fights right
bottom
there is
line
above
is
him.
this. Hold on, frequent. The bottom line is
No,
this.
he's not in first. That he's in lat 453. What you're looking at it wrong, frequent.
No,
Pull it
no,
back
I'm not.
up.
All of those,
Pull it
the
back
ones
up.
on the
Pull
top
back
is the
up.
least. The ones at the top is the least amount of punches thrown.
You're
And they
looking
got
at it
the
wrong.
top 5 ones. And Devin Haney's fight came in
I
at
don't think
number
that's accurate
5.
because I remember
Where's
Shakur
the link
and
at?
Santos
I'm
was
gonna go
number
read it.
1, and they
Does
ain't
it
even on that
matter when
list.
you're gonna say you're in the
Let me
top
see.
5 in boxing history of the least amount of punches thrown? You still think that's a fucking place you want to be on?
All right, Canelo Skull through 445. Wilder. All right, yeah, 499 to 490. Where's Shakur at? He's behind there. Oh
He ain't on the
wow.
list. That's why the list is bullshit.
No
Shit.
cap.
Skull threw more fucking punches.
No, I think Shakur.
Wow.
Shakur
I
was
know Shakur
underneath.
threw like
wasn't that?
105 punches and so did Dos Santos, so that's like 200 or something. That was the lowest
No, I
one.
thought they
Yeah,
hit like
but his
100. I thought they hit like 120, bro. He threw one. It was like 230 total. How much lower are they on this? It doesn't show them info.
Oh, they talking about landed, not those was thrown. I think they saying punches landed was the lowest with Shakur.
Oh
not
shit, that's
thrown.
what I was looking at. That's why I was
I
remembering.
think that was punches thrown on
No,
that
they
list. That's probably
went
why.
Shakur and them got the he got the record for the least amount of punches landed. That's what Shakur got. And De Los Santos.
Yeah, it was like 120 total between the both of them or something.
Yeah, Stevenson
120.
and the De Los Santos fight through 209 is what I'm reading, I think.
209 to
65
205.
landed, and De Los Santos threw 316 and was 40 landed.
Yeah,
Damn.
at the end of the day, you're right. That's not really a list you want to be on, regardless of what
Hell
it
no.
is, right? So I suggest this. All right, guys. So then who do we think is a good comeback fight for Devin? Somebody we already seen that he fought Jose Ramirez. Obviously, the grand masses of people was not pleased with his performance. Who do we suggest that he fight to get him in a better light for his fans?
If he wants a winnable fight,
He could
Richardson.
fight B Norm. He don't need no
One
tune-up.
at a time. One at a time. One at a time.
Ryan Garcia.
What weight class? Jab Queen.
Well, that's another thing. That's what I was trying to nail down with Bill. So let's go with 140 first, and then we'll move on to 147. So at 140,
Sandor
what is
Martin.
it like? Sandor Martin.
You already ducked him.
Yeah.
Ducked him.
Sandor Martin don't punch hard.
His belt, man.
Sandor Martin don't punch hard. Devin ain't gonna worry about getting knocked the hell out, and it'll be a good test to see if he's gonna fight back.
Devin ain't fighting at 140, man.
Okay, so then
It's gonna be Richard Hitchins catchweight 145.
He ain't fighting at 147 either, frequent.
Catchweight 145, Richardson Hitchins.
I already know what it's going to be. It's going to be Ryan Garcia in October in Saudi. That's what it's going to be.
No, Ryan Garcia turned down the fight.
You keep thinking that. You keep thinking that, bro. He got his surgery, bro. He's fighting somebody in October in Riyadh. Guaranteed.
No, Ryan Garcia microdosing right now.
Yeah, well,
Time
hey,
on eat dinner. Thanks for having me up, bro.
Slandering people, bro.
You should be doing that too, then. You should
He
be
out
on that.
microdosing.
Hold on.
They
So,
get Victor,
Frequent, let
go
me
get
say this,
Memo.
Frequent. You're saying that Ryan Garcia is on Ostarine or was on Ostarine. Devin is on Snack. So they on an even playing field, if you ask me.
Dang, Snack. I know
looks like
Snack.
PEDs to me.
Snack is
Don't
the
let
end all
Frequent
be
bait
all
you.
for cheating, right?
Don't let Frequent bait you,
Nah, I'm going to
Don't
get.
let Frequent bait
Listen, bro. If you're on Snack and Victor Conte, I'm going to get my own mad scientist too. If I'm fighting you, straight up,
D1, you on Snack too. So what you talking about?
it works.
Oh my God, you on Snack?
Yeah, he on
not the
Snack and trying to talk
fighters,
bad
Jake.
about Snack. Come on, bro.
I take 3 supplements, bro.
Snack is the front business. Snack is the front
It's
business.
magnesium.
D1, no wonder
How
the other
could
day
you
you came
support
to that
Victor
house and left
Conti
that
after
house.
all we know about Victor Conti, bro?
Nah, dog, it's not about that. I just have them. It's fucking. I take zinc magnesium every
They
day.
didn't just pop
The
up
best
in your
zinc
possession. You bought them.
magnesium. Let me finish telling you why, bro. It's the best zinc magnesium vitamin on the market, and it's how
Yeah, and
you
that's what they
operate
taking. It's just a
magnesium,
regular
bro.
supplement, bro. It ain't no Ostarine or nothing in there.
Bro, we don't get the same snack the motherfucking fighters get.
Yes, it
Are you
is, bro. It's the
crazy?
same snack. It's only one snack.
I ain't
Then
give
why they gotta
Victor
work
my
with
blood.
Victor? Why they just won't
Victor
order
ain't
it
got
online
my
like
blood,
everybody
dog.
else?
Why do they have
He
to
needs
draw
your
blood?
blood.
Because they
need your
endorsing
blood.
it too, man. They getting
see
paid for endorsing it.
what you're lacking.
Hold on,
They
they
take
endorsing
your
a
blood.
goddamn supplement or goddamn vampirism. What do you mean they need your
Nah,
blood?
they listen. For a fighter, they take your blood and see what you're lacking and
Come
what you're
on,
not.
y'all
And
stop
all of
listening
them,
to
they
Manager
all
Marty,
wind
man.
up
Stop that.
as fucking anemic. That's the reason they can get around certain shit with the VADA testing. Terrence Crawford ended up anemic. All of his fighters all end up anemic. Then they go on this weird fucking part of the list where they can't get caught for this shit. He got this shit.
Are you anemic, bro?
gained 25 pounds.
Bro, I'm
Did you
telling
guys
you,
see how
man.
Bill Haney explained how Devin Haney gained
D1, you
25
anemic,
pounds
bro?
in 24
Hold on,
hours?
don't interrupt him. Go ahead, HLD. Go ahead, baby.
I'm just saying, if anybody heard how Bill Haney explained to Showbiz, because Showbiz asked him, hey, how is it that, he gains all this weight in 24 hours? Because he gains like 25 to 30 pounds, and he's saying that he drinks 3 gallons of water.
No, oh my God, I heard that too. Like
Mixed with salt, bro.
So you drink 3 gallons of water and a gallon weighs 8 pounds, right? You piss
Salt
out
helps your body
90% of
retain.
it.
Salt helps you retain water, bro.
No, man.
Come on, y'all.
How much
Come
salt
on.
you
This is
drink?
not rocket science,
Why
bro.
Devin? So why
Salt,
Devin looking so dry on the scale?
human salt intake is physics. It's not
Bro,
debatable.
you're not
It's
drinking
straight
3
And
gallons
fact.
of water.
it's not 30 to 25 pounds either. Y'all
Bro, you
exaggerating.
can't.
It's not 20 to 35 pounds, man.
So why
How
did
much is it?
Masudamai
From
tell him that he
140,
rehydrated
165.
25 pounds? Why did he
Yeah,
tell him that?
165 to 140. 165, 140.
Yo,
Basic math.
yo, did y'all see that? Did y'all see that interview with Africa? Africa told y'all, man. He said for that weigh-in of the night of the fight, to see what they're weighing in the ring, that's not taken serious. So they be having their boots on, they be having their clothes on and all that. They don't even take nothing off for that. They just step on the scale with their boots and clothes and still on,
On
man.
the scale with some Tims on, some butter.
Yeah, right.
That was on the scale like,
And
what's up?
he ain't the only one said that. He's
Got on big ass
come on,
baggy
bro.
jeans and shit and a
Yeah,
heavy
that's
sweater.
sad, bro.
Y'all with
Long
these
as
crazy
on the
narratives, y'all
face.
the only ones who really believe that, man.
Nah, bro,
One time,
listen,
guys.
it's
Go
all
ahead,
good.
Tucson.
They all
One at
cut.
a time. Go ahead, Tucson.
They're all cutting. They're all cutting, bro. They're all taking off tons of weight, and it is just water weight, and you can fucking lose a shit ton of weight just sweating it out. But it's not natural to be able to take back on that much weight in
It's
one shot. Like
impossible.
you go out there like a high level athlete and not be seriously gassed like Caleb Plant.
It's impossible.
Listen, bro, it's possible because they're clearly doing it, and they're
No,
doing
they
it
not doing it, bro. They not.
in Victor fucking Conti, bro. That's what it is.
Which one?
Caleb
Victor
Plant
Conti
worked
or
with Victor
Snack doing
Conti,
it?
but he after
Victor ain't allowed near no
so
UFC events. Victor ain't allowed near no football events. He ain't allowed nowhere near any other athlete.
What that
on
got to
this
do with
fucking
boxing,
planet.
bro? We talking about boxing.
Yeah, okay.
You know what that has to do with boxing, Frequent. Stop playing stupid. You
I
know
say
we
Caleb Plant worked with
I
Victor
don't care,
Conti.
man.
He ain't got no snack
Listen, if
advantage.
you're
Got
not
zero
cheating,
to
you're
do with
not
boxing.
trying nowadays. Straight up. You're
That
not
shit
cheating,
is
you're
a
not
scam,
trying.
nigga. Ain't no, if that shit was working. If that shit was working, they never be get snack fighters lose all the time.
I know. Why they seek him out? Why they seek Victor out and go get him? Come on, bro. It
Because he
is what
paid
it
for
is. Bro.
Hold on, y'all. She trying to let 2 cents talk. Let 2 cents cook.
She's trying to let you talk.
I don't know. I'm tired of the Victor conversation. Like if y'all okay with it, whatever.
Yeah, I'm
You were
straight. That's
saying
where I'm
who would
at.
be a good opponent
Yes, we
with
got all the way off damn track.
Devin
Who's a good
Haney.
fight for Devin Haney, man? At 40 or 47? Because we don't know what weight class he's campaigning at. He all over the board playing Monopoly. So give me a good fight for him at 140 and 147.
147. I ain't gonna even worry about 140. Let me see. 147. Who could he fight at 147? I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Norman Jr.
I can't even like waste my energy trying to think. I'm just gonna wait to see who he gonna fight because he's not gonna fight
Nobody.
probably who you want him to fight. And
I just want him. I
it's
just want
just
the
too
nigga to
much.
fight. I don't care who he fights. I just want him to
I'm
fight.
just gonna wait for his next fight, like because I just need to see him in another fight before I'm like, okay, I feel this
Me
way
too.
to form a,
Yo, what's y'all
a real
problem with
opinion.
him fighting Brian Norman Jr., man?
I don't have a problem with him
I don't
fighting
have a
Brian
problem
Norman.
with him fighting
Hey,
Brian
ladies,
Norman Jr.
I
I
talk.
think
How
he
you
could probably
doing, baby?
if he's
Go ahead, I'm
okay,
sorry.
I think he could outbox Brian Norman Jr. Brian Norman Jr. is not that good to me. Like I
He's
don't
not.
see it.
Me
I
neither.
don't
That's
see
it.
it.
Cook Queen.
He's
That's what I'm
not.
talking about.
He's not that good. I just wanted to make sure we gave him his respect, though, because he did
You
win last night against an opponent that had no business in the ring with him, and he didn't take 24 rounds to do it. So I just
Man,
wanted
his
to
dad just
acknowledge that
hopped
fact,
on the
okay?
panel and talked all this crazy stuff about Boots, talking about Boots ducked him and he knew Boots was going to run
Who
and
said
all this
Boots
other
ducked
stuff.
him?
guys, I don't like Brian Norman Sr. But
Brian
listen,
Norman
when you're
Sr. was just saying that on the panel, talking
when you're
about he ain't know what it
punching as
was, but he
hard as
knew.
Brian
Hold
Norman
on.
Jr., when you're punching as hard as that kid, you don't have to be as good as everybody
That's
else.
what I'm saying. I mean, is Norman Jr. at least as good
See
as
that?
C-level
I can
Ryan
agree with
Garcia,
that.
who beat his ass with pillar to post?
Bro,
Is
it's
Brian
a
Norman Jr.
serious
as
thing.
good as Ryan
The cheat
Garcia?
code. All the PEDs in the world, when a guy's really cracking, changes shit. You don't got to be as good.
I mean, but they got it, bruh. He got knocked down in the first round, twice in the first round. It's not like
Twice in the first round.
Ryan Garcia got Devin Haney in the first round.
I mean, it was
First
the guy
30
was just
seconds.
30
standing right in
seconds.
front of him with his hands down.
I think Devin defense ain't good enough when you go to get somebody cracking like Norman. It just
But
ain't.
what about his defense ain't good enough?
All
Brian
of a
Jr.
sudden,
may have to be able to.
since we saw what
Hold
happened
on,
with Ryan, now all of a sudden,
Not because of
no,
Ryan. It's
listen,
other fights. It's
Brian.
like JoJo
You know
Diaz
what?
is putting hands on him.
You would have to think
He
theoretically
was
though.
putting hands
Brian
on
Norman
him.
would have to catch Devin. Brian would have to catch
Yo,
Devin.
somebody did.
Like if
Hey, I'm
Devin
going to
moves,
bounce out, guys.
if
Don
Devin
Queen, thank you
strikes
for
and
having me
moves,
on the panel. Everybody, nice chopping it up with everyone. You guys have a blessed one. And
HLD,
again,
be
Jeffrey,
good,
thank you
bro.
for
All
having me.
right, HLD. Go ahead and
all
send
right,
me who the
HLD.
reputable sources are on X. Tag me.
You're next?
Yeah.
Under the
HLD
same
ain't got
name?
no reputable sources.
No, I said the ones I should believe.
All right,
All
guys.
right.
Nobody on Twitter, don't believe. None of them. Matt
And
Brunch,
don't
maybe.
nobody HLD suggestion to you either.
Okay.
Stop hating. Stop hating.
Be good, bro.
But no,
HLD.
D1, don't you think
Yo,
theoretically that Devin
Sin, I
should be
see you
able
in
to
the
beat
building.
Brian Norman? Theoretically.
who can beat Brian?
I said, don't you think theoretically Devin should be able to beat Brian Norman Jr.?
He definitely could use his feet and beat it and beat him. Yeah, he could beat the mat and run
What
around
about
with
what
a
the
crack
Cardinal
back.
said? Blair Cobbs. What y'all think about
He
Blair?
would
like
have
the
to
Blair
engage.
fight.
Man, they ducking Blair for real.
it's
Listen,
gonna
if
be just
Devin
like
can't take a punch,
the
though,
Regis fight.
this is
For
something
who?
serious
For who?
Devin
When he
fans should
fight
be
who?
thinking about.
Hold on,
We don't.
D1. When he fight who, it's gonna be just like the Regis fight.
If he fight Brian Norman Jr., it's gonna be just like the Regis fight.
Okay.
Yeah,
Devin is too
he
fast for
touches.
him. Devin
What
hands
if
is
Devin
faster than
can't
his.
take
Man,
the
your
His
name
punch?
is
feet is
frequent
better.
camper now, man.
All right, that's all good. With the little bit of punches we seen in the Jose fight, he took one on the chin. What if that's a Brian Norman left hook on his chin? You think he can take that punch? That's something you guys should be thinking about, like real shit.
Yeah,
If
man,
he gets slammed in the face by Brian Norman as hard as Brian Norman cracking, you think
that's not
Devin's taking that?
You think he
that's
cracking
not
harder
gonna
than
happen.
Ryan Garcia?
Yep, way harder,
That's not gonna
way
happen.
harder. Way
He's
harder.
way slower than Ryan Garcia too.
Garcia's shit comes by surprise. Ryan got a hefty punch to him. Make no mistake. Ryan's shit come by surprise so fast you don't see it, so it knocks you out. You literally you don't see it.
B Norm not gonna be fast enough to
Ryan
catch
Norman
Devin like
punch
that.
you on the top of the head while you're bracing for it and still get you.
He is slow
It's a
though. That's
different
true,
thing.
The
frequent.
thing is, Ryan
He's
can
slow
throw
too.
one punch hard, and that's
He's
the left hook.
slower, but I seen
Ryan Norman got
his
power
left
every
hook
punch he
today.
throws.
It was pretty quick. That left hook he hit Buddy with today, man.
Buddy was leaned all the way in too.
He was.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not.
D1,
Listen.
hold on, D1,
Devin
hold on.
gonna
Go ahead, Toussaint.
Devin gonna be a moving target.
I
He
know.
he got to sit down on his shot. So I'm just what I'm saying. I'm saying theoretically, y'all, he would have to be sitting down. He has to be sitting down to get his shots off like that. The dude he fought this morning was just sitting in front of him.
I hear that, but listen, today he didn't have to sit down on that. It was a little moving hook. It was like a half check
Devin
hook.
gonna beat the brakes off of that dude, bro. If they fight, he better avoid Devin.
This is the problem that I have frequent, and I want you to really listen to me. This is the problem that I have with some of the Haney fans and some of the Shakur fans. When y'all use terms like beat the hell out of, knock the hell out, things like that, it confuses fans because that is not congruent to what we see in the ring. Now, will he outpoint Brian Norman Jr.? Absolutely, it's a possibility. Beat the hell out of is a stretch.
Queen, do you think he beat the hell out of Regis Prograis? Do you think he beat the hell out of? Do you think he beat the hell out? See, y'all come with every time.
He won by
It's
a
always
wide
an excuse.
margin.
Oh yeah, he beat the hell out of him because he's too small. He beat the hell out of.
Listen.
According to all of y'all, everybody he fought was smaller than him. So y'all gonna be able to say that with everybody.
Listen,
we
did
just
you
trying to
see
have a
Regis with
conversation.
busted noses and big eyes? Like, I get confused when you guys say beat the hell out of. Like, because to me, beat the hell out of is what Devin got in the Ryan fight. Is you can visually see somebody.
Did he beat the hell? Well, you answered the question then. Did he beat the hell out of Regis?
No.
Did he beat the hell out of Cambosis
He
the
beat him
second
by
fight?
a lot. The second fight, Cambosis was busted up, yeah. But Cambosis got him too. He had a big cut on his eye too. I don't know why y'all
Come
forget
on,
that.
bro. Come on, they should
He
stop the
got
fight.
caught with some shit in the
He fought Cambosis that second fight. Y'all was talking about Devin. Y'all was mad at Devin for not finishing Regis. Because Regis was on Bambi legs and all of that stuff.
That was his first sign of pussy he showed. He would not step on the gas, even though he could have he could have stopped Regis. That was the first fucking, and you guys made it seem, and listen, it was well deserved in that fight. He won that fight by a very wide margin over a very formidable opponent. You got to give it to the kid there. But that's the first signs he showed of being pussy, like real shit. Then he goes into the Ryan shit, gets the shit kicked out of him.
I think you mistaken that for mercy, bro.
Nah, yeah. He was taking mercy on Regis for what? For what? Why? This is boxing, bro. He should have beat his ass. His stock would be in a way different place if he would have actually beat Regis' ass or ran it back with Loma. Like, they've made some pretty bad missteps in their career, and you guys don't see that shit. It's crazy to me.
He beat Loma, man.
Not to me. Not to everybody in this chat. Start a poll. Let's see what time it is.
Listen, frequent. I think that you're mistaking constructive criticism for like people are hating on Devin. And I saw your little comment under my video and stuff like that. And I knew you was in your feelings, so I ignored you. But here's the thing, right?
I don't never get in my feelings. I don't understand why y'all say that.
Okay, well, you definitely weren't in facts, so I'm assuming you were in your feelings. So here's the thing, right? The problem that I have with Bill, and I'm not going to speak for anybody else, I'm only going to speak for me. The problem that I have with Bill is he's completely stoked fires, right? Flames fires, and then he wants to act like him and his son are the victims. He running around here talking about his son is Debo, but then you are selecting people that you think your son can beat. Now, that doesn't scream Debo to me.
Facts.
You got a whole list all over the damn place. 135 pounders on it. This is why people accuse him of fighting smaller guys, also older guys, because we know Devin rarely fights guys his age. He's constantly shopping in the senior department of box rec. The first person that I can think of that he fought that was around his age was who Ryan, maybe Regis. I don't know how old Regis is, but maybe Ryan or Regis. And look what happened with Ryan. And don't give me no Osterine shit.
So everybody on that list, you think Devin cherry picking just to pick those had that list right there?
No,
You
I
think he
think
could
he's
easily beat
clout
all them
chasing.
people?
I think he's clout chasing. I don't think he's
Yeah,
cherry
bro.
picking. I think
They
he's
know.
That's not lining up with what you just said, though. You
There's
were
some
saying like
reality.
Devin picking people that he know he could beat.
okay.
Although
Clout
all those
chasing.
people on the list ain't people
Okay,
that y'all know he could beat.
so how about this
Oh,
then?
listen, bro.
Let's put a bet that nobody on that list will be his next fight.
Yep. They're not
Oh,
going to fight him. There's a
if they
reason they're
duck,
out
he
here doing
can't do
it.
nothing about it, man.
If they
Tio was
duck,
on the top of the list.
realistically, what reason do they have to duck Devin Haney?
Tio was on the top of the list. All we know is that the fight was supposed to be made with him and Tio ducked. He was on the top of the list. Who number 2?
Tank.
Shakur.
Tank and Shakur, and then I think it was Brian Norman. I know
Oh,
Barrios
matter
on
of
that
you,
list.
since y'all want to bring up Tank, Tank was the number 2, was he? I thought Shakur was number 2, but since y'all bringing up Tank, what about his list? Who did he fight on his list?
We're not talking about Tank, bro. Like, we're not finna
Yeah, I
do
know.
this for
Yeah, I know y'all don't want to talk about that. Let's go back to Devin list then. Okay, so on Devin list, we had Tio on the top. You know, we already know what Tio did. Tio ducked. And so after that, I think it's Shakur, but y'all saying Shakur down too far for Devin to fight him. You
No,
think that
here's the
Devin
thing.
is picking
Here's the
on him
thing,
by
frequent.
choosing him?
Here's the thing. Here is the reason that I said that it is a clout chase list. Shakur Stevenson currently has a fight in July 12th. Gervonta Tank Davis currently has a rematch with Lamont Roach. Okay. Tio is on the same card, so they are on the same schedule. That is a fight that can be made. Brian Norman, at the time that list came out, was scheduled to fight Jen Sasaki, which he fought this morning. Mario Barrios is scheduled to fight Manny Pacquiao. So realistically, which is what I asked Bill, who on that list can he fight? He can fight Conor Benn, even though Conor Benn didn't look that great in his last performance. Eubank put head, shoulders, knees, and toes on his ass, albeit a good fight. He still lost. So I don't know if Devin wants to chase him down after fighting him off the loss, but Devin don't probably give a damn. He could fight Rolly, right? Although I don't think
He
that he's
can't fight
interested in fighting
everybody.
Rolly.
He can't fight everybody on the list at the same time. So when somebody make a hit list, it's during it's a time frame that he's not going to try to fight all of them at once. That's why he had Tio at the top, because Tio was at the top because Tio.
What is it? Okay.
Tio.
That brings me back to my original question: who is a makeable fight for him at this time? Who are you
It was Tio.
harassing? Okay, and
it was Tio. Tio was at the top of the list.
No,
he
Tio.
Start throwing names against the goddamn wall, hoping that something stick.
It's Brian Norman is a realistic opponent, and I think they're not.
Right, B Norm was on there too.
They probably got plans for Brian.
So he just fought today. How? What is that?
No Tank, no Shakur, no Rolly.
He's free now.
PBC. You think the PBC gonna give Devin any sort of shine, any sort of play? They're not. They ain't interested.
B Norm is free now, bro.
Okay, take every PBC fighter off the list.
Devin's gonna wait, even though he just fought last month.
Yeah, but Brian should be able to turn it around in 90 days if he really wanted to fight. Because I think Brian Norman Sr. will get out here and fucking talk to shit with Bill Haney, but Bill ain't nowhere to be found today.
They were talking. No. They were talking shit back and forth yesterday, if I'm
not
mistaken.
Now we see what happened in the Sasaki fight. Mm-hmm. Where they at? Where you at? Bill, you still want that smoke or what? Because they should be out here today on the Boxing Voice doing that same shit, capitalizing on Brian Norman's popularity of the day.
Well, they're clout chasing. They're clout chasing Boots at the moment.
Yeah, Boots. They're all scared. They ain't fighting no Boots. But Devin Haney, he ain't fighting no Brian Norman.
So that's your answer. That's your answer, frequent. Your answer is Brian Norman Jr.
That's fine. That
frequent.
Would be mine.
Unmute yourself and answer the damn question. You and your feelings again.
Oh, my bad. What you say?
So your answer is Brian Norman.
Yeah, it's Brian Norman. You need this one? Brian Norman. That's why I was asking what problem y'all got. Say it again.
Let him finish.
Entertaining Hitchins.
Hitchins was a honorable mention.
Well, Hitchins got in the ring and said F him, so why he don't pursue that?
It's probably gonna
And
be
he at
Teal.
He is
140.
pursuing that. So
How you know? You is damn lawyer,
one of
frequent.
them. It's going to be one of them. I'm telling you.
Keith
he at
Conley ain't
140.
answering the phone.
Frequent.
That's
Is
what Bill
Richardson
said.
at 140?
Yep.
Frequent.
No, it's going to have to be at 147 or 143.
So
He
he's gonna
pulling
pull a
somebody up?
fighter up.
No, hell no. He gonna pull a fighter up? Absolutely not.
This is what's wrong with talking shit and tearing down
where's the
fighters.
outcry, Frequent?
You get backed into a corner because attaching yourself to all these fighters and talking shit like
Well,
this
you know
happens.
what?
2 Cent.
Where's the outcry, Frequent?
2 cent, baby. That's a really good question, and we would love to know the answer. Maybe Frequent got
Hitchins
tips to that
called
on the
him.
other end.
Hitchins called him out.
That's because
Hitchins,
of
right
Bill.
after the fight, Hitchins said
anything?
after Haney's and called him out. So why y'all
That is
saying
because
that? I
of
don't
what Bill
understand.
So
did
does
at
that
the
change
press
the fact that
conference.
he's pulling him up because he
It
called
don't
him out?
matter
Does
what
that
Bill
change it?
did. He called Devin out though.
Because he can't fight Bill.
Well, let him fight Devin. Ain't nothing wrong with that. He called him out. Then he can come up there and they could fight.
I'm kind of tired of hearing Bill talk all the time. Let's hear Devin talk. Devin should be out here trying to talk some shit.
Devin do his talking in the ring.
Yeah, do his running in the ring, maybe. You guys are the ones who say you can only judge on your very last fight. That comes from the Hanos.
Yeah, and so what?
You can
So
only
judging, so based
gauge
off
your
what your
last fight.
favorite fighter did in his last fight, you don't got no
Did
room,
what?
bro.
Did what? Fucking
He
beat
took that
Lamont
knee,
Rose
bro. He took a
7-5?
knee. Come,
So
you made
what?
me say
Devin
it,
got
bro. But
dribbled
you know
off
he
the
took a knee at
canvas,
least.
bro. I can't believe you guys got the gall to say that stupid shit. He voluntarily.
Devin ain't take no knee, bro.
So what? I don't understand that. I don't know why you guys are all.
Y'all talking like
really
lateral
don't get it.
movement. A part
I
of
muted
boxing
you
is
for a reason.
That ain't a
is
part of
worse than
boxing. Not that much movement is not a part of boxing, dude. It's not.
taking a knee and getting.
This nigga don't
See
listen.
how God works?
Taking the knee and getting away with it is not a part of boxing.
Taking a
Man,
knee and
Once you
getting away
take a
with it. It
knee,
ain't Tank's fault the fucking ref didn't
All right.
take the
Okay.
point.
Let's because we're
It's
going
not.
around in circles. Let's since we're talking about dirty. Obviously, y'all heard about Hami Munguia's B sample coming back and him saying he's maintaining his innocence. Obviously, he tested for the same thing his A sample tested for. How long y'all think that he should be suspended? Because they're discussing it now to see what kind of consequence. Damn. Okay.
2 years, that's testosterone. Like, he's trying to wick it up. Eddie Reynoso should be investigated too.
I agree.
That's just what it is. He got a whole stable full of fucking fighters testing.
Ooh, Tay says 6 years.
There's testing in the Canelo Crawford fight. I cannot believe that. Like, that was
I didn't think there
shocking.
was, but I was shocked when I heard that too.
Hell yeah, I was like, damn. I wanted to see no testing. Let's see what both of them are up. They're looking super juiced.
So what do y'all think? Tay says 6 years. I don't know about 6 years, but
6 years is kind of crazy. But testosterone, that's like you're really trying to cheat some shit.
yeah, you're trying
really
to hurt a
trying be
nigga for
stronger.
real.
Yeah, he couldn't take getting knocked out like that in his hometown.
5 mil?
Nah.
Think so? I mean, 5.
Yo, listen, I would like to see Devin
11.
and Rolly. PBC.
I don't think that
with
Ryan that Devin's ready to fight another power puncher.
Rolly looked good against Ryan. That's like Rolly looked like he was learning. Like
Rolly. We forgot about Rolly. He was on the
I
list
didn't forget
too.
about Rolly. I said Rolly.
But PBC won't work with Bill, bro. Like, I don't know what it is. Maybe Al Heyman and him got something from the music business. I don't know quite what it is. But
They don't want Ryan. They don't want Rolly to lose to Devin. That's what it
It's
is.
not for both of them. Hold on, y'all. It's not for both of them, Celestine.
Facts, Alan. Nah, it is. But Terrence Crawford's anemic, and he gets around all this kind of testing with Vada and Victor Conti. That's what I was trying to say earlier.
Well, shit. If y'all think Canelo can't, then y'all crazy.
Yeah, Canelo probably been juicing.
They making him a
Anytime
special
we knew his
cocktail.
money
You
got
can
caught.
believe that.
Hell yeah, they're allowed to take clenbuterol and shit if they're Mexican. Like, that's crazy work. You're allowed to be boosted up on
Hey, I
clenbuterol.
gotta hop off, y'all. Salute.
All right, bro. I don't know who Devin's gonna fight. Like, realistically, it's looking grim. it's probably October with Turkey, if that. You know what I mean? If we're a fifth, we don't know if we're gonna get there. We don't know what's gonna happen between now and October. I need him to fight now. You like they were talking about they were ready to go out to the club after the last joint. All right, let's see a fight then. They're out here clearly trying to get one, but I don't know how much of it's true and all the cap that guy does. So we're gonna see.
I'm gonna
We're
go
gonna
around.
see.
Y'all go ahead and give me your final thoughts. You know, shut down the
Anybody?
Carter.
We ain't heard nothing on the Tank fight. I ain't even paid attention to boxing or boxing news all day today. Literally, I clicked your link earlier.
Everything's pretty much said about Brian. And you know, obviously his win and then his comments after his win about Boots. But no, I mean his press conference should be starting after the fight with the who is that? Marios and what's his old nigga name?
Pacquiao.
Pacquiao, yeah.
Yeah,
So you
good
know how
fight.
PBC do it. They don't want to, shine on
Yeah,
anybody, So
yeah.
it'll
We'll
probably
get
come
the
after
news,
that
but
fight.
we'll get it when we're supposed to get it. Salute to you, Ty. Thanks for having me up. 2 cents,
Always.
no cap. Did a lot of capping, but you all right, bro. I'm just playing, man. Be good, be
No
safe.
cap, my nigga. Be nice to no
Thanks,
cap.
thanks for having me.
See you later. Oh, no cap. What's up, baby? Cap on your way out the door, boo.
I don't be capping, first of all. And all I gotta do is wait. I'm always vindicated through time. The end of Devin Haney is here. There's nothing I have to do. Bill Haney, he's finished.
What you mean finished?
You just need to go get some tea tree oil for his beard. How you gonna have a nappy beard? You know what I'm saying? It's like, he done capped his way into it.
I cannot stand you. Come on, no cap. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm just tired of this capping shit to promote these narratives, dog. People's buying to this shit. You got to hear these same ass talking points all over every. I'm tired of this shit. Like people don't like. People just want a motherfucking capture the capital with the capital C. And they think they can just get by on that. That's why none of these people are stars and why they can't get the fights they want. Why they got to hold hands with Turkey. If y'all just stop capping and fought each other, you'll be stars and you get the paydays.
Oh my god!
It's like, dog. Why? Like you say, why has nobody fought Gary Russell? They all should have been. They should be rematching each other by now. Shit, they should be having round robins and shit. They should have all been fighting. Like Richardson said, he acted like he did something by beating Kambosos. It's like, come on, dog. You can't. That's old news.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he acted like Kambosos made him free time. I'm a free agent, nigga. I beat Kambosos. Holla at me.
Yeah,
come on, dog. That shit is good.
Yeah, he was crazy, Aunt.
I'm like, you gotta stop with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta put in the work. You know what I'm saying? I know B Norman, it ain't nothing else to do at welterweight, so they just out there chasing cloud chasing Boots, but Boots is gone. I don't think he coming back to 47.
Stop it.
Because he was looking big in the motherfucking videos of YSL with the gym.
I don't think he's coming back either. I really don't. But I mean, listen, I don't know. Yeah, man, listen. I don't know what's happening. But that would be something though. If he came back for one last fight for Brian Norman, since they claiming that he's running out the division away from him.
Man, ain't nobody running from this dude. This is another clout chasing. That's all these motherfuckers do. You know what I'm saying? But I think the younger fighters coming up will be better than.
Absolutely.
They got more fighting in them than like. They didn't waste the day. They don't realize they didn't waste their youth. Once they 30 years old, they ain't gonna be able to compete. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't whoop. They ain't gonna be able to weight bully no more because it's gonna be too hard to make the weight.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna have what it takes. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got. That's all I like to say.
Mm. All right, no cap, babe. Appreciate you stopping by. 2 Cent, what's up?
What up? What up? What up? Thank you for having me up. Great show. I don't know, man. It's it seems like it's a lot going on in boxing, but it seems like it's slow at the same time. But we'll see. I'm curious what's gonna go on with this Crawford Canelo fight because I mean, how do we have a date and we still don't have a location? Like, it just all seems so weird to me. Like, are they just gonna come out at the end and be like, surprise? Like, I don't understand
That's
what's
what I'm
going
saying.
on. Like,
I hope they're not banking on any type of ticket sales because you can't keep doing stuff like this. Like you heard HLD, he had to get his refund back, you know what I'm saying, for the tickets that he had already bought because they had to switch the date or something else. Like, that's bad business, man. And people will get frustrated and not want to participate at all.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. So, oh, that's all I got to say. I ain't got too much to say. I guess happy Juneteenth.
Yes,
Peace out.
same to you. Happy Juneteenth, honey, and that will be about all. But y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow for the All Women's panel on 2 Cents channel. We will have a good conversation. Nobody talking over one another. For all the ladies, I will be back Saturday at 5:30 again to talk some more boxing with you all. But until next time, guys, y'all know what to do. Catch me on the panel.